Right. Oh my. Okay, my camera's not on. Why is this fix my camera, or is it broken for the whole session? I think my camera might be broken for the whole session. Well, anyway, welcome one and all. Just getting involved in the background. We'll see if my camera comes. Okay. Setting things up for the potatoes. Righty ho. Four is nice. Hello, one and all. So. Go back. Okay. So, I'm going to wipe away comments. No one gets to look at my ugly mug today, aren't they? Lucky. Okay. Yeah. Hotel. So, as I said, last time you on the 11th of March, so on the Monday of this week, you saved. Picking me up. YouTube. You saved Prince Harold. Huzzah! The fifth son of Princess Helena and grandson of Queen Victoria. You rescued him. However, things have been going on, more weirdness. But obviously, you were involved in that case, so that's all good. So, I think I lost. Aha, okay. So, anyway, it is Saturday, the 16th of November. It's about 10 in the morning. And, how are we doing? Good day from Australia. Hello, old dad, new games. And if I get to catch a live stream, how are you all doing? Hello, Doom Chanter. Right. So it's Saturday, the 16th of March. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's been a relatively quiet week. You've been resting and recuperating from your adventures of rescuing the prince. And I have basically, assuming you're all still residing in the lodge, you can make some notice checks. Sound based if anyone's got hearing problems. There appears to be some sort of commotion going on. Sounds like it's happening in the hospital area. Yeah, in the medical wing, as it was.
Apparently, it's going to be that kind of day.
Indeed. Right. Sorry, I am sorting out volume levels in the background, trying to not get feedback from people. We are in the London Lodge. Down Helsing Manor there, mansion, which does have Toribus surgery. Yep, basically it sounds there seems to be all sorts of rushing around and stuff going on, and basically it appears somebody's been rushed into the surgery area, and there seems to be lots of commotion. What do you want to do?
Investigate.
Right. As you head down, as you head towards the surgery area, you see Jonathan and Mina Harker quietly talking. They see you, the four of you approaching, or however many of you are approaching there are, and Bartholomew, you hear them mention one a name in particular. The others, it's very quiet, but obviously you pick it up on it. So Bartholomew. They basically say they're just nothing to worry about. If you could go about your duties, we'll brief you later.
Is this regular hospital or are we at our lodge?
You're at the lodge.
They're not messing up the medical rooms, are they?
No, indeed, you can see there's a as you sort of glance it from before as the door swings open slightly and closes again. You notice that there appears to be somebody lying on the operating table, and there appears to be a couple of people performing what appears to be emergency operations on the person, given that they don't seem to be worrying too much about sterile environments and stuff like that.
You mind if I observe?
They nod, but they nod and allow you to pass. But the remaining three, they suggest you this area is too crowded. You'll need to keep it clear. They've also mentioned if you really do want to help, then you can probably head down to the say the gymnasium to help with down in the gymnasium.
Okay. Head into the gymnasium.
Okay. As you get down to the gymnasium, as you open the door, what you see is that there seems to be a group of people in here. They seem to be removing items and pieces of equipment from 5 bodies that are lying in the floor. As each one sort of has personal items being removed and examined, then the body is covered up. You recognize them as another team of rippers.
Oh, what is evidence of what happened to them, or how they?
From here you can't see much, and
well, I'll get closer then and see if I can help, but also trying to figure out what happened to them. And
you don't
conversation.
You don't recognize this team. It's just by some of the equipment that they're having removed from themselves. You get the impression they were obviously a bunch of rippers out on a mission, as it were.
Are they were they torn up? Were they stabbed? Does it look like a animal, or were they shot? Like what's the story?
Very good question. Let's see.
And then I'll strike up a conversation with someone there to ask, what's the situation here? Were they able to complete the mission, or was this an ambush? Like, what happened here?
The bodies all seem obviously the bodies being deceased or already pale, but they seem unnaturally pale.
Unnaturally,
as in basically you hear a comment as you hear a comment about basically they none of it. The one thing you notice is there doesn't appear to be any blood anywhere on the corpse.
Oh, so no injuries?
No, they definitely appear to have been there's bruising and stuff, but there doesn't appear to be any blood on the clothing.
Are they mangled, like their bones are bent?
No, doesn't look like that at all. But there might be, some of them might be a bit beat up. You get the impression there's definitely they've been in some sort of melee combat.
Well, I'm going to go around and I'm going to check for life signs on each one just to make sure, because this seems really unusual. And obviously their temperature may tell the story of how long they've been passed away, but I just want a sanity check that nobody's
Certainly.
alive. There's nobody to help.
No.
And I'll keep striking up conversations to see if there's anybody who knows what happened to these guys. So, like, where were they found?
Well, indeed. We'll cut back to Sir Bartholomew in the operating room. Basically, they're trying to. Apparently, the person or the person they're trying to save here, apart from appearing to have been very beaten up, and but again, they basically, it seems the major problem is that a loss of blood. They're trying some radical activity of trying to use someone else's blood to see if they can stabilize the patient, but unfortunately, it's all in vain. And after another 10 minutes of desperation and attempting to save the unfortunate young man's life, unfortunately, he dies. There's nothing you could have done, Sir Bartholomew. I'm afraid the GM's evil and had to kill him. But you tried heroically to help with them.
I didn't try anything. I don't remember trying to help him.
Sir Bartholomew, not you.
Well, no. It sounded like there was a bunch of people already working to save his life, right?
Yes, there were. You were just observing, weren't you?
Yes, I was just observing. So, to study technique and that kind of thing. I don't know if you want to roll for that or not. But
I'm not sure you want to study their technique when he died.
No, you meant cause of death, I'm assuming.
Death happens. It is implacable, and we'll all die one day.
Technique kills.
But I will.
GMs should be impartial, not evil.
Okay.
On behalf of the party, please don't study their technique. Just kidding. Whatever.
They announce the time of death, and then they look at you, Sir Bartholomew. It looks like they're volunteering you.
Do I recognize this guy?
Yes. I'll pop his name in.
They're volunteering their Bartholomew for what?
Whoops. Let's try that again. Yes, apparently, basically, there's been. Well, no, let me get this straight. So, I need to get the evidence right here now. The February one. So, on the 7th of March, what you understand, talking down there, on the 7th of March, in the Savoy Hotel located on the Strand in the city of Westminster in central London. Damn, I've missed that. Who was there? A body was found in one of the rooms.
I'm sorry. What date did you say was the March 7th?
March the 7th.
Why did the chat clear?
I typed something I didn't mean to.
Oh.
Spoilers.
All right. So, bodies found in a room somewhere.
Obviously, this is something you'll get a bit later on, because obviously,
I want to examine the body to see what, like, do an autopsy, that kind of thing.
Yeah. The body was identified. I'm just going to make sure I don't want to I don't want to put the wrong name in twice, seeing as I missed one out. Ah, there we are. Richard Whittington. Richard Whittington. Okay. I'll pop that in the chat. Oh, damn it. Should have made these. I should actually, in fact, what I should do is I should do that. I make them chats. Then all I have to do is that. There we are. That's easier, isn't it? Hmm. Yes, Richard Whittington was found in a room, in his room. Richard Whittington, yes, Dick Whittington. He was found in his room that he'd obtained at the Savoy Hotel for the night. Yeah, the cause of death appears to have been that it appears cause of death appears to be damage to the throat, basically, and to the main arteries, the aorta. However, the disconcerting thing, and the reason everyone's kept it quiet and everything, is there was no blood at the scene.
Was there any blood in his body?
No, there wasn't.
Oh,
Body was transported.
body was transported. Why do you mention that?
Well, because I mean,
His throat
obviously
was
there's
ripped
no
out.
blood here. Yeah, there's no blood here, so he was killed somewhere else and brought back to here.
No, but he has no blood. It's a vampire.
Oh, I guess that's an explanation too. Yeah.
Basically speaking, he was found in his room the following morning when he didn't come down for breakfast, and no one, he didn't know. With no response when they sent someone up to knock at the door because he was due to check out. Someone they got hold of the key, opened the door, found him still lying in bed. The bed was in a state of dishevelment, and the balcony, the balcony doors to his room out to the street were open.
Somebody made breakfast of poor Sir Whittington.
Indeed.
Well,
Was
what in what state of dress was poor Sir Whittington? Was he perhaps engaged whenever this occurred?
Was very much disrobed, yes.
things just got hot and heavy.
If it is a vampire, then it might be a female vampire.
Assuming poor Sir Whittington is not of the other persuasion.
Indeed. It appears that this team did further investigation and then basically found that midway between Knightsbridge and Sloane Square, the Cadogan Hotel that first opened at 75 Sloane Street on the corner of Pont Street in 1887, on the 27th of February, the body of Herbert Dering was found. And then a further investigation, they went to Claridge's, a 5-star hotel on the corner of Brook Street and Javid Street in Mayfair, London. Claridge's, just in case you know, was founded in 1912 as the Mevites Hotel. The body of Geoffrey Thompson was found on February. And finally, Brown's Hotel, a hotel in Mayfair, London, established in 1837. The body of Edward Sato was found on 11th of February, 1895.
I don't get the relevance of these. I'm sorry.
They all died in identical circumstances.
Okay.
She'd also pointed out they're all firstborn English upper class.
Oh, the aristocracy.
Yeah.
Jolly good.
Well, if it's a lady, perhaps a lady of the night, then it must be a very high-end one. Because they all seem to get attracted to her, or she is in the circles and attends parties.
So
And just to make sure I have my timeline right, the 7th, and these guys were attacked last night.
yes,
Now, are they missing their blood as well, or are they just bruised and broken?
they are. There is evidence that they were very much engaged in melee combat, but the cause of death is not apparent. But they do not appear to have any blood in them. There is, there's bruising on them, but no bite marks. But they do all appear to have died from blood loss.
Well, Carl is going to investigate at least one body, and he's going to start around the neck area and the back of the neck, the front of the neck, the jugular area, and see if he can find any suspicious marks.
One thing that Tatsuya has noticed is that each death is occurring exactly 8 days later than the last.
Oh, is that what's happening with the dates?
Yes.
Okay. So the Whittington died on the 16th? Or Whittington died on the 16th? Is that what we're gathering? Or the 15th?
No, the 7th of March, Whittington died.
Yeah, Whittington died on the 7th. And 8 days prior to that is when Daring died. And 8 days prior to that is when Thompson died.
So the latest set of deaths is the entire group of Rippers, is what we're seeing.
Yes.
It was 15th.
They were investigating and out on patrol last night.
And they all got attacked.
All right. So who died last night?
There's no reports of any deaths last night.
Well,
Other than
Richard Withington, March 7th, right?
The Rippers died last night. Isn't that what happened? The Rippers died last night?
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay. So the guy in the emergency room is a Ripper.
All of them are Rippers. They were like you, another team of Rippers.
And they were looking into these deaths.
They were looking into these deaths.
Okay. So when I investigate the body,
yes.
Do I find any suspicious marks?
Nope, hang on, wrong one.
And the dates are correct because that has 2 this year.
That's this year, yeah, 1895, current year.
Aren't they all this year? I thought
No.
They all are. They should all be.
Okay. 8 days apart. That's what's happening. So that's great.
Yeah.
Now you got 1887, 1812.
No, those are when the hotels opened. I just put that in.
That's the founding of the hotels.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to be confusing. It was just obviously I thought it was interesting background information. Also, I was using that to make sure I didn't use a hotel. They're deemed the highest class hotels that existed in 1895. That's basically why the dates are there. Because I was making sure I didn't put in a hotel. One of the hotels I wanted to put in didn't open until 1912, so I couldn't use it.
Oh, that's why you mentioned 1912. I was like, why did we hear about 1912?
I didn't need to mention 1912. That's the future.
Okay. 1895. That makes sense. So, markings on the body, suspicious markings on the body. Do you want me to roll, or are you rolling?
Yeah, by all means, make a healing check.
Okay. Got something.
They do appear to, yeah. Basically, it would appear in the case of the each of these 5, that basically there does appear to be strange gouging marks on their body, as if something abrasive or maybe barbed did sort of puncture the flesh. That's about it. No bite marks.
And where would you typically find this
On each of the bodies, it would be anywhere that was exposed flesh.
Anywhere that was exposed flesh. Is there any stress marks on that area, or is it just a clean, simple mark?
Oh, no,
like
no,
they
no.
were-
I mean, it does appear that there was an impact prior to anything, but those are the only injuries you can find. Like
Any
you know,
tearing of that area? Like, were they
it,
already
obviously,
subdued, or was it an attack?
it looked well. You would determine. It looks like something abrasive, basically damaged the flesh. They're not bite marks. They're not claw marks. It looks like something sort of gouged the flesh open, but that's about it.
Okay.
It should be
Okay.
pointed out that none of the injuries on these correspond in any way to the injuries reported in the hotels, if that makes sense.
Oh, what was the injury reported in the hotels? Was it the hotel injuries were consistent with each other? And what,
Yes,
what was that?
in every case of the hotel, the body was found lying naked in its bed with its throat ripped out, but no blood.
Oh, slashed, ripped out?
It looks like torn out, but there are evidence of teeth marks.
Oh, okay.
Not
Okay.
puncture wounds, I should point out.
It may be that the Rippers found a nest instead of just
Yeah.
a.
Maybe they found eggs. Because otherwise, how could one creature suck so much blood when it was only living on one body at a time? Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be a vampire, or at least not a human vampire. But getting somebody to bed sounds like it would be a human form or masquerading as human, so maybe it's a different type of vampire. And the marks on the bodies, you said exposed flesh, so you're saying like the neck, the arm,
Yeah.
the belly,
Well,
the
as
leg?
a rule, people don't. In Victorian times, people didn't sort of. Obviously, outside, they would be working and stuff, but they, being rippers, they weren't walking around exposing their midriffs, so it will probably be more
Well,
likely.
I'm just thinking the only place exposed is their face, their hands, and their neck.
Yeah, indeed. It's quite reasonable to assume that one could have been if on the ground or something, and the flesh the clothing was ripped or damaged in a fight. So yeah.
So there
give you that.
was like a torso. There was at least one torso.
Yeah, I would say they're probably mostly torso based. So it's probably but it could be face or arms or legs or hands or face or neck.
Okay,
area.
so that's good enough. So anything goes, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that means, but we have to keep our wits about us.
Some notice checks,
just to make sure, I asked to make sure that these people were all found in the same location.
Yes, indeed. Apparently, they were found. Where were they found? They were found in Lambeth, in the Lambeth Palace Gardens. Got a new map of London, actually. It's a much more detailed one. It's also a bit bigger, so it might take a while to load. But I've zoomed it in on the area in question. So if I share that and then sync the view, as you open up your Philip Pocket map of London, 1895, you should see Palace Gardens.
Palace Gardens, okay, by the water.
And zoom right out if you want to see the whole of London now.
Oh wow!
Something.
That's a serious map.
Space and double. Space and double click. That's the shortcut for ping because we couldn't remember what it was.
Space and
hold down
double
space
click.
key and then double click on the map and you'll ping.
Awesome. So you haven't got a UK. Good. Right. I knew there was a shortcut for it. I couldn't remember what
It was.
Thanks.
I watched the video and watched the video that showed it. It's space and double click for pings. But anyway, the bot that appears that they were found in the gardens of Palace. Lambeth Palace, it should be pointed out, is the residence of the Archbishop of Canterbury. those that don't know that sort of thing about the British palaces.
The Archbishop of Canterbury, isn't he dead?
So yeah, that's Lambeth Palace.
Westminster Bridge. I used to work right next to that.
Oh, that's annoying. I don't know what it would be with Max.
Hospital right there as well.
Mind you, it's interesting that he doesn't work with Max because I know Jiminy's got a Linux box and it works for him, so that's strange.
What works?
The ping shortcut.
Spacebar and double click doesn't work. That's because you got a Mac. They're rubbish. Everyone knows.
It works for on my Mac.
Well, there we are.
That's okay. It must be Alderson. He's not taking enough.
It's just Alderson's back. That's okay. I'm happy with that. Anyway, can I have a notice check, Carl, please? Just Carl, an only Carl. What part of just Carl and only Carl don't you understand, Tom? Right here. Yeah, you notice that as you sort of walk, as you're examining stuff, you see more. There definitely seems to be something going on. You get a distinct impression that people are talking about you, not to you, Carl.
About who?
You,
Carl or the group?
Carl. Because every
about
time,
Carl.
yeah, because as you're looking at the bodies and doing stuff, you can keep hearing people talking, and as you sort of look up and at them, they stop talking and sort of turn away.
Okay.
Paranoid, mate. Just calm down.
I need somebody to assist me in mapping out where these attacks took place. I am unfamiliar with the London roads and am having difficulty finding these locations.
I'll be honest. I'll be hard pressed to find it myself off the top of my head.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that. Yeah, I was basically Tatsuya is trying to figure out if there's like a pattern to it or something. But if there's not, then I'm not worried about it.
I would. If there is I'll be honest. From a better gaming point of view, there isn't a pattern. It's very much a case of I looked up sort of five-star hotels that existed in London in 1895. That's the pattern.
Okay, high end. All right, got it.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone seems to be sort of talking about Carl, but not looking at him. There's something going on.
Okay, well, Carl is going to approach somebody he was talking to before and see if he can chat them up and find out what, if anything, is the concern and why he seems to be a subject of attention, or what the current topic is, so that he has some clue what people are concerned about.
It should be pointed out for anyone that's looking at these bodies, you don't actually recognize these rippers. They don't appear to be part of this lodge.
Is it obvious which lodge they would belong to?
You're not aware of any. You're not aware of any. Because obviously things have got pulled back as far as you were aware. You're not sure where they've come from because you were staying in the only main London lodge. But anyway, so you're not entirely sure.
Yes,
Also,
I was able to drag the map to the hotbar.
it should also.
Oh, except what I did is I went to images and I got the map from there. I couldn't find anything to drag from the map itself.
I should have added actually to your journal. The Philip Pocket Map of London should show you your journal. Pardon me.
It's hard to see with this theme, but it's in the top left corner. Looks like it's part of the whatever it would be called.
Yeah, that's true. Top left corner, part of the corner of the map. So there is something you can drag directly from the map.
Yeah,
that also works.
Yeah, no, we need to do some recoloring on them. They've all been based off the color scheme that's there. So I've fixed. I'll find. I need to fix this one next. But anyway,
so Carl able to warm up to anybody and find out what the current topic is, so you get some sense of what's going on?
It appears that this whole, or this, what it appears this whole group is a group of slayers. However,
Okay.
apparently they were a group of 5 slayers, but they were led by a member of the faction of St. George.
So then they were led by a member of St. George. Who were they led by? Do I know? Because I'm, as a member of St. George.
Now, as soon as you ask that question, that's when you see the awkward looks upon their faces again.
Well, it is sort of strange that a member of St. George would be leading rippers, correct?
Depends. If he's the higher ranking one, it's it's one of those things.
Well, considering that let's see, mom is a very prominent member of that order, at least
Indeed.
maybe known among slayers. I'm wondering if I know the St. George member who led them. And is the leader among the dead?
Apparently, the leader of the team was up in the was the only one that survived the attack and was up in the surgery wing when they were brought in.
Oh, and then he passed away, right?
Did.
Because of all the good technique.
I'm afraid so.
Okay. Well, at that point, I mean, I'm willing to strike up a conversation and find out who that was. Oh, so I asked, who was it? It was Sir Bartholomew. I asked Sir Bartholomew. So I heard that the person on the operating room did not make it. Do you know? Could you tell me who they were? I'm hearing rumbles that they belonged to St. George's order.
Did I know who was on the operating table?
Yes, you do.
You got several whispers. Come on, cough it up.
I should do it again.
I got whispers, but that doesn't mean I understand the relevance.
Well, you don't need to understand the relevance. I'm asking you for the information.
Unfortunately, it got cleared, so I don't have it.
That's okay, I'm just retyping it.
You cleared the whispers.
Yes, I cleared the whispers. There we go. There we go.
Oh my God, there they go again.
Let's
So
go have a drink.
Say again?
Let's go have a drink.
Oh, okay, we can have a drink. Or you can just tell me, and then I can
Sit
keep
down.
investigating.
I take him to wherever. I sit him down. I pour us 2 healthy
Oh,
drinks on the rocks.
Cranberry on the rocks.
this better
With a
not be
splash?
what it sounds like. Was it a woman?
Nope.
Okay.
Splash. As I shake like a bottle of seltzer water at him.
Salsa water? Seltzer water.
Seltzer water.
Salsa water. I thought you were like throwing blood at me or something.
Seltzer.
Seltzer. Okay.
Bubbly water.
Fizzy water.
Okay, that sounds good. So far, so good.
Well, no, I'm shaking it like, do you want some?
Oh, sure.
Spread
get to drink alcohol.
9. Take him back over, hand him one, sit down, have a sip. It's like, take a drink.
Okay. This better not be one of our potions.
I am an ethical researcher and scientist.
Oh my God, you're not going to read privacy law to me, are you?
What?
Go ahead.
Brother's dead, so I'm sorry. I take another drink.
Wait, who's dead?
Your brother.
My brother. Okay, well, that's news to
Your
me.
brother Charles.
I didn't know I had a brother. Oh, my
Uh,
father or my brother?
No, your brother. Your brother. I gave you
Your
a brother just so I gave you a
older
brother
brother.
so I could kill him off.
Okay. My brother is dead, and I didn't know that. Oh, okay,
Well,
that's
he only
Slow
sad.
died.
doom.
I look at the time
Slow
watch.
burn this one. Sorry.
About 20 minutes ago.
Is this one of many brothers that I didn't know I had? Is he
No.
dispensable, or is this like
Let's put it like this: you're the only one who had a lovely detailed background that I could mine for. And when the dice rolled up, that basically a member of the Ripper's family is the victim of the monster at the party hunts. That meant it had to be you, and therefore I just created an elder brother for you, who.
Well, now I'm wondering. Now I'm wondering how many brothers I had, and whether he was dispensable, or whether he was my only brother and indispensable.
He's your only brother, I think. He's your only brother.
Okay.
I'm not going to kill any. I've killed one of your family off. I'll kill someone else's off next time. The random generator.
You still have one surviving sibling.
Oh, I do. You're making that up now. Now you're right in my back. Great.
Look, at this time period, families were big because children didn't survive.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm assuming
Okay.
all of us have siblings. I would not be here doing this job if I was the oldest sibling. So I have nieces and nephews and cousins and whatnot, probably even a grandchild or something. But I'm no longer. Otherwise, I wouldn't be active, risking my life.
Okay. Well, I was very close to my brother, so this is a bit of a shock. So I downed I downed the seltzer water.
No,
And
it was
then,
whiskey and
what?
seltzer water. It's whiskey and seltzer water.
Oh, whiskey and seltzer water.
Yes,
Oh,
I
damn
told you
it.
I was pouring you a drink. I was
Yeah,
asking
real drink,
you
not
to
a, what, not
water
fizzy
down.
drink.
Oh, I see. Well, then I drink half of it before I start coughing because I'm not used to drinking alcohol.
So are
But,
you now the heir? Or do you have someone else that can take charge?
Am I now the heir?
Yes. Are you going to need an absence so that you can handle his estate and such not? Does he have any children, fair hairs and whatnot?
We have parents who can take care of that. I'm quite young. So he hasn't, I doubt he's built up a whole family. I'm college age. So
Which is old enough to have like 2 children.
if he's way older, sure.
No,
But-
you. That's old enough for you to have 2 kids.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have 2 kids yet, so.
Obviously, that would be irresponsible.
So at
I don't think we
some
need
point,
to do my whole backstory. I think at this point, I want to find this monster.
at some point while you guys are talking about his family tree, Aldous walks up to you and says, excuse me, but it does seem that Sir Reginald Hines has been reported missing.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. Obviously, that was the latest news that came in while you were obviously doing some other stuff. It would appear that last night, basically, it's on this morning. Sir Reginald Hines is been reported missing. A close personal friend of Prince Harold and firstborn son of Hines family.
Prince Harold?
Yes.
You're Reginald Hines, okay. Well, I think we tracked, as far as Carl is concerned, he's interested in tracking the Ripper monster. I don't know if that's related or not, though. So I don't know if we're being pulled apart or it's the same problem. Is there any energy going toward finding justice for the Ripper party that's dead?
Well,
That's what Carl's interested in.
well, you do know where the fight took place.
Okay, well, Carl is going to pull himself together and then start whispering to the individuals of the group to let them know that he's going to be setting out for Palace Gardens soon. And he, of course, would be happy to have other people join him. But if they need to do the princely thing, then so be it. he wants to investigate where the Ripper party died. And if nobody wants to join, then he'll go.
I'll go with him. Yeah.
So, I mean, we probably should find out about this latest disappearance just so we have some the latest information and some context in case the cases cross. So we should probably do that first. But I'd rather investigate the.
I am quite sure that the cases do cross because this Sir is an
Reginald?
upper crust person, and he would definitely be someone that would be hunted by
The
this.
crispy part of the crust.
Now, there's a lot of upper crust in London. I don't think that's necessarily a connection. I mean, it's definitely a potential connection, but it's no guarantee. I mean, London is just, if there's big money in Victorian England, it's going to be everybody's going to have a connection to London.
Well, you could,
But we should-
yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of there's all sorts of avenues you could possibly explore about that. If there's anything, obviously, that CEO has already looked at the map of London and hasn't found any pattern in the location of the hotels and where the bodies were found. There's other lines along that. But I mean, also likewise, you can just head down if you want to find out what happened to the Rippers, who were supposedly investigating this that came a cropper. You can also head down to Lambeth Palace.
So Carl touches base with the mission manager for the house, and he asks first, what were the Rippers investigating? And did you just say they were investigating the same missing person, and that's why that name came up?
No. They weren't they were investigating the murders. So Reginald being missing is could be a complete coincidence, or.
So what were the Rippers investigating?
The 4 bodies, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 bodies.
I thought the 4 bodies were the Rippers.
There's 6 dead
Two different
Rippers.
4 bodies.
There's 6 dead Rippers and then four bodies found in hotels.
Oh crap! Oh, the 4 bodies from the hotels. Okay, so they were investigating the hotel slayings, and they ended up being slain themselves, and they were found at Palace Gardens. And then I'm also going to ask about this Reginald situation, so that we have the full context for that, in case we come across something. But I'd make it clear we're not investigating that at this moment. We're investigating the Ripper's deaths.
Okay, it sounds like we're having a party split. So, who's going where?
Oh. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm just saying because there was questions going. So I'm going to say Lambeth Palace is the first location. Who's going to Lambeth Palace?
Carl is going to
And I think I
Lambeth
heard
Palace.
Tom saying he was going as well.
Yeah, I'm
Any-
going and all, yeah.
Is anyone else going to Lambeth Palace, or does other people have other ideas? Hello, Tank Girl. I shall let the bennies flow, most certainly.
Thank you, Tank Girl. Sounds like we're about to need them. Do you want to let the bennies flow for each party twice, just to make sure we have enough bennies?
So, okay, I've only got 2. There's 3 others of you. What are you guys up to? Are you going to them to Lambeth Palace, or do you want to investigate other things? That's why I'm giving you the option here.
Go to the hotels.
Yeah, Tatsuya wants to figure out where Sir What's-His name was. Where was he last seen?
Reginald. Was it Reginald? Sir Reginald?
Sir Reginald
Reginald.
Hines, yes.
Oh, Sir
Okay.
Hines. Like the ketchup. Sir Ketchup.
Indeed. Okay. Righty ho. Sir Reginald Hines, where was he? You'll have to ask around, yeah. You'll probably have to ask around. Find that one, so that's fine. So that was Aldous going to, Tatsuya going after Sir Reginald. So share this party. Did I
Party
share?
location.
Okay, that still leaves Aldous and Sir Bartholomew. Aldous will work with Tatsuya. Okay, that just leaves Sir Bartholomew. Very quiet.
They're going after Sir Reginald.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Who's Sir Reginald again?
He's
The
gone
guy that's
missing.
A friend of the prince, a family friend of the prince.
Is he a second son or something?
Firstborn.
A close friend of Prince Harold.
The idiot that we dealt with last time, right?
Yeah.
Prince Harold, the sixth son of Queen Victoria. Yes.
Um, I'll go with Lambeth Palace.
Oh, okie dokie. Lambeth Palace it is. Let's go for Lambeth Palace first.
Sir Bartholomew has no patience for socially.
I can't spell Eilson Bart now. I can't be able to go any further than that. Okay. So Lambeth Palace, I'll go to that one first because I've got some notes for that one. Lambeth Palace, or as it was originally called, the Manor of Lambeth or Lambeth House, has been the London residence of the Archbishop of Canterbury for nearly 800 years.
800 years. Holy mackerel.
Indeed. Indeed. I'll give you one for that. Okay. It's a pleasant day in March. The sun's out, but there's a cold wind blowing from the north. The gardens are rather they're not open to the public, but I'm sure you can find a way through the lock gates or talk your way in, whichever way you want to go for it.
Hopefully, we can talk our way in. I'll mention that it was my brother investigating the murder of my brother.
Okie dokie. I'm going to say that's good enough. Obviously, it's they look a bit shocked because obviously it hasn't been reported. They probably don't even actually, but they might not even. Yeah, they would know because they found the body. So yeah, no, I'm going to say you don't have a problem getting in there then. So you are inside the garden grounds. What's your plan?
Okay, good enough. We'll start where the bodies were found. Confirm there was no blood, or see if there's even a drop of blood anywhere. Look for any signs of like basically do tracking or whatever to see if there's any signs of a combat or where it started or whether it was all right here. Are there any clues that we can find that were left behind? Obviously, there was a rescue to the bodies, so there'd be some trampling. Is there any indication that that they came from somewhere else, or that they were chasing anything, or that they were chased? Check for unusual markings on trees or shrubbery or bushes, or any evidence on bushes or trees, in case there's anything to be found.
Okay, that sounds like it's going to take some fair bit of time there. I'll have everyone who's in Lambeth Palace can make some notice checks to search. Okay, so Reginald Hines Hunt, Tatsuya Aldous. How do you think how do you intend to try and investigate where he was last, or where he was last seen?
Thank you, Sir Bartholomew. That is
Well,
a
that's
good
it.
notice check.
While they're searching, we'll go back to Tatsuya and Aldous. So you're obviously trying to investigate Sir Reginald Hines's last known location. Where do you want to start?
Well, it just seems like the last time we were looking for someone that the house staff seemed to know quite a bit. And so maybe we need to go and speak to his house.
Okie dokie. That seems reasonable to me. Obviously, knocking on the servant's entrance and a bit of persuasion will get you the information you need. All this
Mystery
appears
desk.
to be all this appears to be most persuasive there. It would appear that last night Sir Reginald Hines was meant to be attending Lady Isadora Ravencroft's party at her house in Kensington. She's the daughter of the Earl of Ravenswood. She with Prince Hines, but he was obviously with the fun and games he had last night. He wasn't around, so Reginald went on his own. It was apparently quite a social bash. He was expected back. Last night, but obviously sometimes he has been known to stay out rather late with the prince, and therefore it was only this morning when he didn't appear that a telegram was sent to Jonathan Harker, because obviously he was helpful in finding out what happened to the prince. So going
Where's
back,
that neighborhood?
Kensington, it's a posh bit of London. Where's the map? I've lost my map. F4. Sloane Square. That's Grosvenor Square. Actually, sorry, I know I said Kensington. Actually, I know I said Kensington, but I'm changing it. Grosvenor Square.
Can you? Oh, there. Big Ping.
Yeah, there's Grosvenor
near
Square.
another park.
Yeah.
Near another park, near Hyde Park.
Indeed, I think Grosvenor
Over
Square is where the American embassy is these days, but there's a fair few embassies around that area. Wasn't necessarily back then, of course. I'm not sure. So, back to
The parks
gardens.
seem popular.
Well, that'll be a private. That greenery in Grosvenor Square will be private. Only the houses around it have access to that. Carl and Tom, search around. You don't notice anything, anything unusual along the lines of what Carl was saying to look for. I mean, obviously, you can. It's barely any real indication of any that anything occurred here last night if you didn't know where to look. What you do, the two of you do notice, however, is someone seems to be watching you in the gardens. It appears to be someone's watching you as you're sort of searching around and moving in between the trees and examining everything.
From the house or from outside the gates?
Oh no, inside the garden. You've noticed as you're wandering
inside
around
the garden.
there's someone sitting in the garden watching you. Staring at you from underneath her habit.
Carl is not shy, so Carl approaches her and asks her, strikes up a conversation. Said, is very polite in a Victorian way.
Indeed.
And says that I don't know how long you've been here, but have you noticed anything unusual in the gardens this morning? Oh, and by the way, I introduced myself and try to get her name as well.
She appears. She's a young lady. You suspect in her 20s. She blushes as you start talking to her. The redness of her cheeks contrasting greatly with the nun's outfit she's wearing. The clothing of a nun she's wearing. And she says her name is Sister Seraphina. She was just
Sister
curious.
Seraphina.
Yes, she just wonders what you're up to. while you're acting so strangely out here. In the meantime, however, Sir Bartholomew, you find... I've lost it, my notes. You find a piece of paper on the floor that you recognize. Seen something similar before. It's a wrapper, an opium den.
These young idiots. Anyway, I'm sorry. These are not young idiots.
No, but it's
Hey.
it's that same opium den you
We
went to before in
we were
Chinatown.
chasing? The one we were chasing?
Yeah, the one
Part
you.
of the chase.
Yeah, there was a chase, wasn't there, that started around there? Yeah. It's probably it's probably just a coincidence that it's the same one, but yeah, it does. You do find a wrapper for an opium den. But however, Sister Serafina, she again, obviously, she basically she's quite intrigued. So you appear to be searching something, examining the plants, and you some sort of botanist?
Yes, no. There were some. Unfortunately, there were some bodies found in this area last night, and we are here to find anything we're trying to untangle what happened. So that's why I was asking you if you saw anything curious this morning, or if you were here last night or in the evening yesterday. I'd be curious if you happen to notice anything. Do you preside at this chateau?
Oh, no. Well, obviously, I am currently staying here, visiting the Archbishop. I'm basically studying the history of Lambeth Palace and the numerous archbishops. Just compiling. It's a piece of information, and we're more interested in before Henry VIII changed everything. It's very much more from a perspective of the Catholic archbishops of Canterbury that predated the Reformation committed by Henry. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do actually. If you do, it's not in your. You haven't got your background notes to tell me, or I haven't forgotten about it, so I'll look them up. Sorry, that was me talking out loud to a whisper.
Well, if you were here last night, did you hear anything unusual, or have you noticed anything this morning? I don't want to.
Unusual. Well, it is funny. I do believe I was awoken to hear some strange noises in the night, but I didn't see anything. My room is on the opposite side to the. Why? Did something happen last night? They won't tell me. They're talking about it all morning, but they won't tell me what happened. Will you tell me what happened?
I'll tell you what I know. Apparently, a team of investigators were investigating some mysterious deaths in some London hotels, and unfortunately, they mysteriously died and were found in the gardens, which is, of course, shocking. And we don't know what happened to them. So we're here to see if we can figure out anything at all so that we can get to the bottom of this. I'm sure it's just some sort of accident, but these accidents need to be investigated. In other words, I'm trying not to totally alarm her, but it's important that we.
Oh, gee, you're an investigator as well, and it seems
Yes.
that. So you work for the police, do you?
More or less, sometimes as a consultant. But my question is, what time do you have any idea what time the sounds woke you up, and what kind of sounds did you hear, and how long did they last?
Oh, and as I say, it was. I really don't know about the time. I don't have any means of keeping time in my room, and obviously, I'm not about to wander around a house at night. Um,
Of course.
so, yeah, no, do so. But they were investigating murders. So, as I say, what are you? You're a detective. Are you attached to the police? Are you some sort of private group? It's most fascinating, she says.
Nosy.
More on the private side. We sometimes consult. What kind of noises did you hear? Did you happen to see the moon and what phase, where the moon was in the sky when you woke up? And how long did the noises last? Do you have any recall whatsoever?
It was a very dark night last night. Obviously, it's the moon is it's a morning. I gather the moon is what they call the morning crescent. So it's been very dark last night, and it was over. It was very.
Understood.
As I say, I just heard I thought I heard a cry of shock or pain, possibly a splash, but I don't know. As I say, my room faces the Lambeth Bridge rather than the gardens. But I did.
I see.
But maybe I did hear. I suppose actually that might have been what it was, and that I suppose yes, that's what probably intrigued me thinking about it. Yes, there was the sound of running footsteps, as if a chase, something happened. Maybe I suspect maybe what I heard, the cry came from the bridge, and then what I heard was the sound of a chase into the gardens. I suppose that would be. Does that seem a plausible explanation?
Absolutely, that could be the kind of lead we need to unwind this case. Absolutely,
Fascinating,
I'm totally
most fascinating indeed. We should
Can you describe this young woman again, please?
Basically she's a nun
who
Sister
blushes
Seraphina.
and is in her young 20s, about Carl's age.
But obviously, with the full habit on, you can't see anything but her face, which is obviously you estimate to be in the 20s.
Episode 1, the first 5 minutes.
I've not seen that.
You could go blind.
Obviously, all through the conversation, she's fiddling with the crucifix she's fiddling with the crucifix as if it gives her strength or something. But anyway, if we go back to Grosvenor Square, it would appear that after getting that information, Aldous goes 2 doors down and knocks on another door on Grosvenor Square, where basically she says something and wanders inside.
Is it Grover Square or Grosvenor Square? How do you pronounce that?
I've always called it Grosvenor Square, but it might not be the correct pronunciation.
No, Grosvenor. I just didn't hear the N. I was just curious.
I mean, my favorite one is basically is that one. That's the one
too. That's actually.
Yeah, it's Grosvenor. Yeah, I mean that's another good one. That obviously, if you're not British, then it becomes a whole interesting way on how to pronounce that one. Mind you, I'm still as bad because I see Arkansas and I want to call it Arkansas. So, everywhere's the same, isn't it?
It's called Kansas. So why isn't Kansas called Kansas?
Actually, there is a reason, but we're not going to that now. No, I did look.
Okay, so,
didn't know it's pronounced cancel.
Because the most preferred North American pronunciation for that would be Worcester or Worcester. It's Worcester.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcester. But anyway, that's the thing. Everywhere's got strange. Everyone has words that aren't pronounced the way they're spelled.
I'm purposely staying out of this conversation.
So Grosvenor Square and something else I've already said is anyway.
That's right. I have immunity for this conversation.
Immunity. Yes. So I knock on this door and I motion to Tetsuo. I say, while we're here, I do have a friend who
tends to run in these social circles. And let's go look him up and see if we can find
Hello,
find
Rigger
something
Raven. How are
out.
you, sir?
I would not be surprised if he was at this party last night.
Indeed, he probably was.
And when we're let in not by him, but by a servant of sorts that recognized me. And apparently, my pal is still resting, as it were. Um, Most likely with another buddy. And
They're not really resting at all.
well, they might be finished. I'm not walking in to find out.
Mm.
But when they do emerge, I do see my old friend, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, were you at a shindig last night?" After he obviously is happy to see me again,
What's a
and
shindig?
he says, "Well, yes, I was. Why do you ask?" And I tell him that I say, I say,
Is
well,
this
Dorian,
power
we're
your
looking
character
for
has?
Sir Reginald Hunt, who seems to have gone missing.
Yes.
So presuming
Oh,
that that's not,
the Sir Reginald.
presuming
Sir
that's
Reginald. So
not him walking out of your bedroom.
Oh, Sir Reginald Hines. Do you mean the ambassador's son?
Yes.
Oh no. Well, I did see him last night. Yes, yes. We were across the way at Lady Ravencroft's party. Good party that. She has one. Well, she has one every week. Very popular.
Do you know where he might have ended up?
No, indeed, I didn't see anything like that.
6 feet under.
Well, now we both know that that's not entirely true. But okay. Um, where do you think he might have ended up?
Well, let me.
What I mean, certainly you know more than you're letting on. You always do. Half the time the after party ends up being here at your place, and I don't want to get to
Well,
questioning
obviously, I mean, I think
your guess.
it's yeah. It's an interesting one. I believe that well, he was basically he was very distracted. He was meant to be meeting with the prince, but obviously the prince disappeared the week before, and obviously wasn't there. And then he was talking to um, a young lady who he obviously seemed to recognise, and I believe she was asking about very very beautiful woman. Seen that she's seen her at the parties pretty much every week. Can't remember her name. Basically, some sort of foreign princess of some description. But she seemed most upset that the prince wasn't around, and then she seemed to be talking to Sir Reginald, but he didn't seem to be happy, and apparently they had some sort of disagreement. He left early, and last I saw was him striding back towards well, in the direction of the Thames. Not sure where he was headed. Obviously, the palace and everything in his house is all this side, but he was just obviously just going for a walk. But that's the last I saw of him, and then I'm afraid to say I got rather distracted by the delectations of the party.
Okay, so you saw him walking where? I'm sorry.
Eastwards.
Eastwards.
Wait, Grosvenor Square. Where did we say Grosvenor Square was? The Grosvenor Square's up here, didn't we? So yeah, he headed east towards the. I suspect he was heading. Yeah, well, yeah, he was heading basically towards the Thames area. He's known to he's known for walking along the Victoria Embankment. If you're looking at the map, the Victoria Embankment is here.
Yeah, indeed. Okay.
Not here. Oh. Now my there it
Well,
is.
I do. I thank my friend for the information and tell Dorian that I will see him around sometime, hopefully sooner than later. And as I'm walking out, I'm like, is there anything else that you could possibly remember? Um, anyone he was with? Did you speak to him at all?
As I say, I didn't know. As I say, it's just one of those things. But I do
You could ask.
I do think
You could
I
ask
do
it.
think remember the name of the woman that was most put out, that seemed to be most put out that Harold wasn't here. Now you mention it, it says it was the Princess Wanida Neranjana.
Okay.
Which
And do we know anything about her?
Well, you did. Her name did crop up when you were investigating Prince Harold the other time. Apparently, they'd been seen they'd been seen more than once at basically, well, sort of talking at what you now know to be Lady Isadora's Ravencroft's parties. It's, well, you know, if you're interested. If you're interested, the next party's on the Saturday the 23rd. She holds them every 8 days.
This is the princess who holds the parties? Who holds
No,
the parties?
Lady Isadora Ravenscroft holds the hosts parties every 8 days. Obviously, she does it like that, so it's on a different day of the week, you see. They'll always make it, even if they don't make all of them.
You could ask what condition Reginald was in when he left the party.
Well, he seemed annoyed, but you're not. That was it, really.
But he was he drunk or anything?
No. He's apparently sober.
Okay, so now we have another 8-day thing. Every time that lady holds a party, somebody gets murdered.
Investigation, wasn't it? Just trying to get my notes back. So yeah. So yeah.
Before we leave, Tetsuo, do you have anything to ask? Or any thoughts, or willing to contribute to the conversation at all?
No, I am thinking that you have covered the information that we are needing. This Lady Ravenscroft might be the person that we need to talk to next. See if she knows this beautiful young woman.
Indeed. Right, back to Lambeth Palace. Okay, well, obviously, unless you want to continue talking to this to Lady Seraphina, the Bartholomew and Tom have searched the entire area, and the only thing they found that seems out of place is this wrapper to the opium den.
Well, before I break off conversation with this lovely young woman, I let her know that I'm still studying at the university and what department I study in and blah, 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 blah. And then I thank her for her generous information and her time and wish her the best day.
Problem at all.
and then I rejoin the party.
Join the party.
So I let them know everything that I was able to learn from the lady, including the part about footsteps running from the bridge to the garden. And so I suggest, well, first I ask, did you guys find anything? And second of all, I suggest that our investigation may lead us to the bridge, and that may give us some more ideas and some more leads.
Okay, so it sounds like you're heading to Lambeth Bridge or the Opium Den. I'll put Lambeth Bridge / Opium Den. You can decide which way you're going. Okay, and you are Grosvenor Square. You want basically you want to pay a visit to Lady Isadora Ravencroft's London house, do you?
Get us a party invite.
Well, yeah. It basically, actually, I will allow. No, I won't need to. I'll say basically. So, Lady Isadora Ravenscroft, one of the the stuff you got out of your friend. She's as I say, she's the daughter. She's the daughter of the Earls of Ravenswood, and she's renowned for social events, also for her beauty. Her porcelain skin, framed by raven black curls, apparently is the envy of high society. She's very good at, and basically also she's meant to be a very good dancer. Apparently, she's also unavailable to receive guests at this time. When you call upon her house. Back to Lambeth Bridge / Opium Den.
How old is Lady Ravenscroft? I'm just curious. How old do people think she is?
She's probably in her early 30s. Widowed.
Okay. Did her husband die of lack of blood?
No.
Just checking.
No, her husband died due to his inability to ride a horse at high speed when fox hunting.
Okay.
At least, yeah. I mean, that's basically the story. Apparently, it was very much a case of fast horse through a forest, no branch.
Ah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I suggest we go to the bridge, Lambeth Bridge, and on the way there, try to follow any tracks that we might find to, since there was some indication that there was a chase. Might be nice to follow the chase. Maybe we go to the bridge and try and track it from there.
Cobbled streets and all that will probably make it quite hard, especially being London as well. So there's been quite a bit of through traffic. However, once you get to Lambeth Bridge, you can, of course, make some search checks.
So have we joined back up again or what?
You could certainly head down to Lambeth Palace if you want to, seeing as the fact that Lady Ravenscroft was unavailable to entertain guests at this morning. It's up to you what you want to head.
What do you think, Tetsuo?
I am not sure. I think that there are too many options. Maybe speaking to the lady or maybe her staff might give us an idea as to who the young woman is.
So then the other what else? I'm just thinking what else she found. I'm just popping it in because I missed a couple of Dave that you did pick up on, so I'm obviously crap at giving you hints sometimes. That in. That should be underlined. That's only bold and underlined because it's bold and underlined on mine. Don't worry about that. And the only other thing was a line that I don't think anyone picked up on. So I'll just, yeah. No one asked the question. I can't spell ambassador today.
ADOR.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
ADOR. Yeah, I just can't type. There we go. You just say
Son of the
something.
ambassador to.
You didn't ask. Someone might want to find that out. And also, yeah, and also there's obviously you got the names of the other people. You might want to investigate what, if anything, links all of the young men together, other than the fact they're firstborns of noble houses.
Oh, jeez. Well, on the ground, can we find any signs on Lambeth Bridge?
Let's have some notice checks.
Struggle or a chase?
Indeed. Let's have some notice checks.
Or anything unusual at all?
So it's obviously with this much throughput, there's going to be, for argument's sake, let's make life easy. I'm going to put you all together, even though I'm not sure how you all got together, but for ease, I'm going to put you all in the same place, make my life easier.
Up at a certain time that we'd agreed to hit.
Agreed, exactly. You all agreed to meet at 1 p.m. at Lambeth Gardens, but obviously you head to the gardens, you see them heading towards the bridge. So, yes, Bartholomew is obviously pondering stuff. However, Aldous, probably with your enhanced sense of smell, you smell rather than see the blood near the middle of Lambeth Bridge, as if basically, and there's not much. There's no real sign of any struggle. As I say, concrete, cobblestones and all that. So it's not. There's not much to see, and it's a busy thoroughfare. But I'll just you sort of scent it rather than see it to begin with. But there appears to be some dried blood on the bridge, and as you look in the area, when I say on the bridge, I mean literally on the edge of the barrier on the bridge, as if something was going over the barrier. And indeed, on the other side, you find a bit of torn clothing, probably a type of clothing as worn by a gentleman. You get the distinct impression that somebody went over the edge of the bridge. They were bleeding at the time.
What about Carl? What did Carl see anything?
I'm going to say, after all just pointed out to the blood, then you actually saw the scrap of material that had caught on the other side of the, further down on the bridge. So it looks like from the amount of, there's quite a lot of dried blood up there. So it was probably quite a grievous wound that afflicted someone. Carl, I'm going to also say what you do find sort of kicked to the side and where no one seems to have noticed it under some rubbish that hasn't been tidied away yet. You do find a second. They are just called Ripper Claws. A very damaged set of Ripper Claws.
Ripper claws.
They're called that because the rippers some rippers can wear them. They're hand-to-hand weapons.
Well, I'll definitely grab the Ripper claws. I'll also show them to the party so everybody has some idea. Do they have blood on them?
Yes. The Ripper's claws are a set of sharpened blades set into a metal housing and worn on the forearm like a bracer. A specially designed hand grip improves the weapon's responsiveness. Basically, so it's like it's a weapon that can't be disarmed. Let's say these are broken.
Oh, these are broken.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's like they were discarded in the middle of in a fight after something damaged them.
Well, I'm going to take them in case I can repair them.
Okay. I mean, you'll have some back of the armory.
Now, I assume this is near. Now, let me make sure I understood what happened with the garment. The barrier to the bridge means the railing over which you'd end up in the water.
Yeah, is what I'm trying to say. You get the distinct impression someone went over the middle of Lambeth Bridge.
And is Reginald missing, or was he? Oh, that's a totally separate thing. So he's missing. Was he part of the Ripper squad, or No, he was going to a party. Okay, so now these two things seem connected. So if this party were shadowing Reginald or shadowing some suspect, and then they saw Reginald get attacked, they may have chased the attacker into the garden.
It is not unreasonable to assume that the Ripper squad had discovered the same things you had, that basically that Lazy Ravenscroft has these parties, and they possibly thought it was quite possible that that might be where the victims were being picked up from, or one of the potential places. And if you consider that they may have been heading to Grosvenor Square at the time, and at the same time you find the fact that someone had come from that party this way, it could just be the Ripper squad came across an attack going on the bridge. Whether it's completely unrelated or not, it seems too much of a coincidence. It should also be pointed out that if someone did go over Lambeth Bridge, the current would take them that direction along the Thames towards
So we have no body for Sir Reginald.
No.
And we do believe that he was wounded, but he might actually be alive.
Given the amount of blood you found, you think it was a very nasty wound he had.
Okay. Is there any other indication that something else went over the side with him? Like, is there any other skin or clothing or markings, fresh markings on that part of the bridge, say within the 8-10 feet to either side of where we find the scrap of shirt?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, so loose ends are the opium den and the body of Sir Reginald. And the parties.
And
so
and also obviously there's some other questions you can look into as well. So where do you want to hit? The opium den, and also there's investigation stuff you can do. But obviously, the
ambassador and the countries and the families. Yeah. I propose that we track down the river looking for Sir Reginald. Which I'm willing to do right now if nobody objects. Which would mean I would probably start on the Albert Embankment, unless is there any indication which embankment are we closer to? I guess we're in the center of the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we could cover both banks, or we could stick together and just do one bank at a time and hope we get lucky. In which case,
I think it would be better if we to split up and we can watch each other from across the river. And see what kind of progress is being.
Okay.
Hey, following the tropes, guys. Following the tropes. Come on.
That's a setting rule I set, didn't I? I'm supposed to do
We can
something
definitely
for
do that.
What you do on that one?
Split the party. Split the party. Hey, you guys are getting attacked. Have fun.
Playing to the tropes.
So, well, I'm going to start on the Albert Embankment. Would anybody like to join me? Okay.
I think I would like to see the Parliament and see what kind of interesting things go on in your government.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
He's just having a bit of fun. Right. Okay, I'll randomly assign which side you down the river you go. Okay, so you're heading down the river. I'm going to say after 2 hours, you've reached Blackfriars Bridge. Searching slowly. Can I have some notice checks, please?
Not a lot of high ones. Tetsuya is too distracted by the government.
Why are they all wearing wigs? This is not a. This is making no sense.
Aldous, Aldous and Bartholomew, and well, basically, yeah, those that hear it, you hear coming from St. Paul's Pier what sounds like a police whistle.
And I'm guessing they are on that side of the river, whereas Carl is on the southern side of the river.
That's okay. You've got Blackfriars Bridge you can cross nearby, so you can all get across Blackfriars Bridge and head down to St. Paul's Pier.
Okay.
Obviously, the whistle is obviously the standard way of attracting more police officers. So by the time you get there, a crowd's turned up, and apparently, yes. So yeah, sorry. Distracted by reading something at the same time there. It would appear they're pulling, as you all get there, they're pulling a body out of the river. He seems to be very well dressed, and obviously you can't get too close because the police are keeping the crowd back. But if anyone wants to be really observant, you might determine who it is or if they suffered any traumatic neck injuries.
Are we doing persuade? Are we doing notice? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, notice. Obviously too far away for all. There's obviously too much mud upon the body. Aldous got it. Aldous got it with the raise because there was a penalty. Obviously, you don't know what Sir Reginald Hyde looks like, but whoever this body is, he's obviously appeared to be very well dressed, as if he was dressed in finery. He does appear to be an awful lot of blood upon him, and his neck appears to be ripped out.
There's a lot of blood on him, or there's no blood on him?
There's a lot of blood, as if someone possibly something got interrupted before it could.
Now he was in the river, though.
He was in the river.
So all that blood
like a vampire trying to feed, who was interrupted.
If you consider that all the others had their throats ripped out, but there was no blood anywhere. If you assume that something bites, if you think in terms of like a vampire, if something bites on but doesn't let go, then of course it can draw the blood out. But if something bites and then is interrupted, then maybe that's what and the body goes over the river. Then there would be a lot of blood.
Okay, I was just thinking that it might have washed away while it was.
It would have stained into the clothes, is what I was trying to say.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
well,
give
that's something different.
Give me a bit of poetic license.
Okay. So that's something different.
It's beginning to look like is that Sir Reginald Hines was attacked, but the Ripper squad happened to be in the right place at the right time to prevent to intercede, and unfortunately, is what probably happened is whatever they interrupted attacked them instead of Sir Reginald.
Does anybody have a good connection with the constables and could approach them? I mean, obviously, we can offer them some information. Should we approach them? What do people think?
Actually,
I am
that's a very
afraid
good
that
point.
doing so might make us suspects.
Mm, yeah. Is there anything? Well, we can probably access the body. We might have connections enough to access the body once it reaches the morgue.
I will point out that I did forget. I've forgotten how to actually use the mechanics. So I'll have to work it out later. You should all have one favour. You did for their service. And
Did perform a service.
you to the crown.
Okay. Well, I think it makes sense for Carl to be pretty rabid about this investigation since his brother was one of the victims. So Carl is going to sidle up to to try and find the constable in charge and call in his favor and offer that they're looking into this missing person. They suspect that that's Sir Reginald if he hasn't been identified. We also suspect that he was a victim. He obviously was. Without even seeing it, I'm pretty sure he's been murdered because we found some blood elsewhere, and my brother may have been killed by the same murderer. And so I'm looking into this for my family, but also, for the well-being of London and Reginald's family.
Actually, I'm sorry. I've just noticed you're meant to get a favour for every. There we go. You're supposed to get a favour for every adventure you complete. So, favours.
Well, favors are cheap.
Uh-oh.
I'll spend 2 favors on this one. No, I'm just kidding.
So
That means we have a ton of favors. We can spend multiple favors on each investigation.
I can give you some more. Yeah. It's all under status. The rules are all under status if you want to see them. So there's a favour costs. So
that basically lets us break caste barriers, so that we can do investigations.
I shall go back and calculate it later, but I'll give you enough favours for today, and then I'll go backwards calculate your favours. I forgot you're supposed to get favours after every adventure. That's my mistake. But anyway, I'm saying if you spend one favour here, I can't remember how you do that actually. That's it. Yeah, if you right click on favour, you can choose to spend a favour and how many favours you want to spend. So if you right click on your favours and just pick spend one favour, that's fine. What did you? Yes, you can call in a favour which contacts you have in the police force. What do you want to know?
I would like to. I'd like permission to investigate the body and confirm that it's the missing person, Sir Reginald, and to investigate the wounds for any evidence of what's going on.
You won't be able to get in. I won't say you won't get in, but you will get a copy of the autopsy if you pop by the station in a couple of hours. I'll give you that one.
Understood. That sounds perfectly reasonable, and obviously I thank him profusely.
No problem.
And obviously the investigation I hope goes very well.
Indeed.
So
in the meantime, then I suppose that just leaves you where you're headed.
We do have the opium den, and we do have the family connections research, and then obviously the police report later on.
We're not going to worry too much about it, but just to remind you of the fun of the opium den. There you go.
Loading. I hope.
Black screen. Do you need to turn off lighting?
Loading.
Might need to turn off lighting. Yeah, Amber. I have turned off
And
lighting.
mine.
Let's turn off line of sight.
there
There
we
you
go.
go.
Oh, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Indeed. There you go.
Okay, so
The floor look-
we found a wrapper that led us. We found wrappers twice on 2 different occasions that have led us to this opium den. So
they all look the same. It might not be the same
found
one.
wrappers that have lettuce.
Smirk
Now
curls through the dimly lit den, veiling the patron's hollow eyes.
this time, how did we get the? Oh, you guys found a wrapper. No, we found a wrapper at the garden.
Right.
Yes.
So we need to ask somebody if they describe Sir What's his name and ask somebody if he was in here.
Sir Reginald.
And so,
Sir
no,
Hines.
Sir Hines. Sir Hines.
Sir Reginald.
So that's obviously going to be a bit of networking. So you can obviously use persuasion, or you can attempt to be intimidating. You can work together on this one, or yes, you
Sir
can
Reginald
support, or you can do
Ketchup.
individually. Do you how you want to do it?
We're trying to catch up with Sir Ketchup.
I'm going to assist Aldous with some common knowledge,
Okay.
but not a lot.
Gives Aldous a +1 if Aldous is doing a persuasion roll. Obviously, more than one of you can question people. There's a fair, it's even at this time, even in the middle of the day, it's very busy in this den. There's lots of people you could talk to. But most of them seem to, in their current state, most of them are quite, although not very intelligible, are quite relaxed and seem quite happy to talk. So, anyone else wants to support Aldous, on his persuasion roll? Because it sounds like Aldous has been nominated.
I think Carl is going to masquerade as a college student, which he is, investigating the health effects of opium on upstanding citizens of London, and
angry about people using
interview all the upstanding citizens of London he can find in the opium den.
Okie dokie.
I'm just being angry about them.
You're just being angry at some of them. Okay.
Wasting your fucking life on drugs.
Okay. Aldous, then it looks like you're getting a +1 bonus. Carl, go and make your roll then.
+1 or +2?
+1, because I think Tom's not really helping you by intimidating. He's obviously just picking on people on his own. I'm going to roll on that one.
What does
Fair
Carl?
enough.
Is Carl rolling?
You can roll for support. Well, it's up to you. Depending what you're rolling, you can either, depending what you're rolling, we can either treat it as your own roll, or you can add it as a support roll to the persuasion roll we've just rolled of a 9. Your call.
Which is a raise anyway.
I'm
So
going to do the college research investigation. Can I
Yeah, go for
also
it,
do
yeah.
support? Or is
I'll
that
let
common
you use
knowledge?
I'll let you use it as a support
persuasion?
roll, because you're talking to people and you're getting them opening up. So go for it. Yeah, just go for it. That's a success and
raise. So that's an
a
11.
raise. No, not 2
My
raise.
roll
Because
was
it needs to be
11.
12. So yep, you got an 11. Right. Apparently, no. Sir Reginald Haynes has never been into this place. However, though, what you do get from more than one person is something that's a bit disturbing. It seems to be something there's whispers of a blood-drinking demon haunting the streets, the upper class class of London.
Oh, that's something that's a lead that I chase if I can get any more information from them. Is there any pattern to the people who are aware of this rumor, or is everybody aware of this rumor?
Apparently, more than one person claims to have seen some weird creature flying. Apparently, the story goes that someone saw someone basically claims that someone was near Lambeth last night and they saw a creature flying across Lambeth Bridge. Someone else claims that they were near Sloane Square back on the 27th of February, and something flew out of one of the hotel windows.
And what was the second location? The what hotel?
Sloane Square. That's
Sloane
that's
Square?
where
Cadogan Hotel.
where. See if I can find that now. I had the notes.
Okay. So now we have a flying demon.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where. Well, that's where Herbert Deering was killed.
So that sounds more in line with the stab wounds from a beak or something like that.
No. Vampires. They shapeshift, don't they?
Oh, that's true too.
Indeed.
Okay.
That's how they fly. They don't like fly like Superman.
Oh, okay. So these are
Superman doesn't actually fly; it's wires.
and
No, Superman flies.
how is it we don't know the
Why do you indulge him like that?
we don't know the connection between the vampire and the opiate den. Like the rapper led us here, and the people here seem very aware of the rumor.
I think it's very much the basically it's going around that lots of people are seeing it, but people aren't talking about it so much. But obviously, it's just someone was probably. Oh, if you found
It may also be that the upper class spend more time in these types of places, and it makes a good hunting ground.
Equally so,
Is that true?
if someone saw something flying off across Lambeth Bridge last night, it could just be that someone came here and told everyone about it when they were on a high, and a wrapper that they were possibly had on them. You'll not know, but you know what I mean.
Is it true that the people in this den are of the upper echelon of society? Is that what I find as I interview them?
This isn't sort of a high, sort of expensive, well class one. This is more for the lower classes, and so this is more the people on the streets. You know, the people who in the dark places of London, the underbelly. They, you know.
Okay, so then it probably just was somebody wandering by kind of thing. Okay.
No, we're finding this rapper multiple times.
No, just once. Just at the gardens.
No, we came to this den before, didn't we?
No, we came to a similar den.
A similar den. Whether it's the same one or not, it's very similar, but it could even be the same one, but it could be it was unrelated, weren't you? You were chasing someone through it.
Yeah,
So
the other one was the Purple Lotus, and this one's like the Silver Dragon or something.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, well, we definitely got another lead. We don't know. Maybe the den itself is not so important. Can I do intuition? Is there such a thing? I don't have intuition. No intuition.
You could try getting it, see if anyone's got a better description of the creature, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll try and get a description of the creature in terms of clothing, size, height, how it was flying, whether it was flapping or not. So I do ask around. Is that common knowledge again, or is that persuasion, or is that?
Just I'll allow your common knowledge roll you've used just now. Basically,
Okay.
Obviously, no one's whatever it is doesn't appear to be human. It's appears it's
Does it have a beak? Does it have a beak, or is it more of a bat-like appearance?
Neither. Hang on, I'm trying to remember myself now. Yeah, a sec. What's I don't want to be.
Is it a dinosaur again?
No.
Pterodactyl?
It basically appears. The best description you have is it is. It appears to have a head. It appears to be like what looks like the demon has a head comparable to the size of a human. It's as it moves through the air, hair or something trails behind it as it flies through the air. It does not appear to have wings or arms or legs, and its body seems strangely shaped and elongated.
It does not appear to have wings or legs or arms. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
So it's basically floating magically, is what people are noticing? Does it have buzzing wings?
It sounds like a floating head.
Oh, is that literally it has no body?
No. There is a head comparable to that of a human being. The body beneath it is strangely irregular and elongated, but no visible arms or legs or wings.
Is this from Dune? Is this like a flying worm?
That's all you get.
Oh yeah.
Make me choke on my coffee.
That one didn't fly, but yeah.
Spice coffee? Okay, well, that's something. So maybe not human, maybe not vampire. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but at least we have a at least we have a new lead. So, do you guys think that this thing's transforming from human to form, or do you think it's always that form? It has a human-like head with long hair, like a horse. I kind of asked them, is that, you mean like a horse but no legs? Does it have a tail? Any other hair?
It has a human like a head. They said.
Human-alike?
Human like a head.
Is that a camera?
One of the opium takers keeps muttering something. You're not entirely sure what it is. I don't think anyone speaks saying. He just keeps
Speaks what?
Just looking at the
Speaks
languages you will speak. None of you
Transylvanian?
none of you can understand what he's saying.
I'm pretty sure I can. I speak Romanian.
None of you speak the language. I've checked. He's
Oh my god.
he's Oriental in nature, but he's not Chinese and he's not Japanese.
Did you say Cantonese?
He is not speaking Mandarin. He's not speaking Cantonese, and he's not speaking Japanese, which is all what people speak here.
Vietnamese?
None of you speak Vietnamese.
Uh,
No, I'm not saying it was Vietnamese.
okay. Just fishing.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can work this one out.
Are you sure he's not Romanian?
No,
He
he's
sounds
most certainly not.
Sounds Romanian to my ear. Okay. He's mumbling something. Well, you know what? Even though I don't understand the language, I'm going to try and memorize what he's mumbling. Is it a short word or a phrase?
You think it's a single word? Yes.
Okay, I'm going to memorize the sound, the phonetics.
Yeah. You reckon you do the you learn? Yeah, you do the phonetics of it. Yes.
Okay, and then I do try to have a short conversation with him in English to figure out where he's from. So, where do you hail from? When did you arrive in London?
Here we go. What he keeps saying, actually, is a phrase, actually. That's what he keeps saying.
Okay. Does he speak English at all? Am I able to find out where he's from? Or
he doesn't speak English.
From his what about his clothing? Is there any indication what nationality he's from? He has?
You could try a common knowledge check.
Okay. I'll try a common knowledge check. I think. There we go.
You got no idea. I'll be fair to warn you. You'll have to roll really well.
I can't even roll well. There's hope. Oh no, there's 6.
Afraid not.
That's pretty. Oh, does anybody want to assist me in piecing together this puzzle? I could use some assistance on my common knowledge roll. That's as good as I get. That's 6.
Okay. It's too generic. He's been here obviously too long. He's probably wearing secondhand clothes and all that, so you can't make it out.
He's Indian. That's what you're saying. He's Indian. He's from India.
Further east.
Just to be clear, when I'm with him, since I'm trying to figure him out and trying to be friendly, I start repeating the phrase.
Yes.
To him out loud, so that I'm practicing and getting his acknowledgement of getting it close, so I have a better chance of memorizing it and repeating it phonetically accurately.
Absolutely fine.
Where is King Mongkut from?
Siam.
What nationality? Savasti Sablana. What nationality is
King Mongkut is the king of Siam in 1895.
I'm guessing he's from Siam.
Thailand now. Thailand now, but Siam in 1895.
Is he Thai? Can I tell from his clothing? Does he have little loopy shoes?
It's probably if we're thinking of that, there's a very good chance that what he's saying is in Siamese. Yes.
Excellent.
Again, obviously, we're using the colloquialisms of the time. It's obviously speaking Thai now, but back then it would have been Siamese.
I buy him a cup of hot tea,
Mm-hmm.
And I thank him for his generous for humoring me. Even though I say it in English, I do it with a smile, even though he may not understand me. Okay, Siam, Thailand, phrase. Okay, I return to the party and tell them the phrase, and I repeat it to myself in my head, and I suggest to them that we need to find somebody who understands the language of Siam. So to get that translated, that might be a lead.
PM.
Okay, are we ready to head out? Anybody else there?
No.
Hello?
There's no one there.
Everyone's
Everyone's gone. They've all nodded off.
Okay.
Now, I am not thinking of anything that we need to do from here. So
I was just sitting here like, watching you trying to talk to that geezer and trying not to laugh.
Okay.
I would also put, yeah.
Well, we could head back to the house and try and get a translator, or we could follow another lead. I don't know if we have any other active leads. Well, we could go back to, if it's been a couple hours, go to the police department.
You can go pick up the autopsy
Police
report as well. Yeah. But
Autopsy report.
yeah. But unfortunately, obviously, it's late on a Saturday. Everything will be shutting up. You may well have to wait till Monday morning before you can continue the investigation, unless you want to force your way into places, obviously. But anyway, you pick up your. By the time you pick up, I'm going to say you pick up the autopsy report, and by the time you get back to the lodge at the end of this day's investigation, it's 7 p.m. Tomorrow they'll so it's 7 p.m. So you can either do any tell me what you want to do, or we can forward wine till the next day if you just want to rest and do what you want to do.
Well, we have the report, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously we'll look at the report, but I'm also at the lodge going to ask for anybody who knows the language of Siam, because I could use some help with a phrase.
Donkey. So basically, the report. Whoever did the report's obviously quite skilled in the fact that they are slightly advanced, but basically they don't note that the bite marks on the neck appear to are very similar or very similar in nature, but not identical to that of you'd expect of a human's bite, but they'd say with enlarged incisors.
Oh boy. Okay.
It also appears that in the area around the wound, some sort of chemical has been was obviously injected into the wound, because as far as they can see, there is no that seem to be designed to inhibit blood clotting.
Mm.
Cause of death is believed to actually be basically it appears to be blood loss rather than drowning. It looks like he bled out before he had time to drown.
So the predator applied blood thinner before biting.
Or during the bite.
Or it's in their
Just-
saliva.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
Just kidding. Okay. Well, that does jibe with what we picked up from the imagery. Is there anybody who? Are there any other hints from the police report? Any other nuggets?
Nothing else in the police report other than other than that. However, you are lucky in the. It's a very strange phrase, and the best you do get a translation of the phrase the opium addict was saying. So basically, the best analogy you can get is detachment.
Detachment. Like detachment from a body, or detachment of an army, or detachment of a what? What's the context for that word?
Flapping bats.
Detachment of flapping bats. Yes, as to remove, to detach from. Yeah, maybe that.
Like a body. The context is a physical body, or
Well, to remove from. I mean, you detach a branch from a tree the same way you detach an arm from a body. It's detach.
well,
You could
different
detach
languages.
blood from a body too.
I mean, you could detach a group of officers from or soldiers.
Yes,
from
no, I agree. It's to detach from, or to remove, or to leave.
Huh. So I have no idea what this guy's getting on about. Okay, well, that's good. That's something. Hopefully, that's the correct phrase.
Oh, and see, I'll also let you know that it appears that Sir Reginald Hines. Would anyone like to guess? But which country his father's the ambassador currently to?
Oh, Siam.
Mhm.
Vietnam.
India. I still think it was India, but whatever.
Venezuela.
Siam.
We must have a winner, I hope. Siam?
Siam it is.
Siam it is.
U.S.
Told you.
You were right. Okay.
No one got my Lady in the Tramp reference. I'm crushed.
No, I
I
did.
did.
I'm trying not to sing the song.
Yes, that. Especially as I do believe nowadays that's very much frowned upon, that song, isn't it?
It is, but it's always fun to try to get your stream flagged. So I was hoping somebody else would do it. I don't even know. They might have taken that song out.
What song are you talking about?
In the original Lady and the Tramp, when Grandma comes to help take care of the kid, she brings her two Siamese
Here we
cats with her.
Yes. And they sing a song.
And they
But
start
this
singing
day-
a song.
Yeah, and this day and age would be deemed sort of a bit too on the nose of
Compared to
racial
there's
tropes.
that thing on Instagram about the that stupid song "It's Cold Outside," you know, and then wet ass pussy. Yeah, so I just don't take a notice of all that crap.
Well, that song is kind of aggressive. Have you heard it?
Well,
It's very. Anyway, we're not going there.
No,
We're going to carry on.
the Dean Martin Christmas song is rough.
It is actually, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's more it was more the style,
Okay.
the accents
Well,
they used, and the
we're
style
still
of the way
looking for
the
the
song was
monster.
sung, I think, isn't it, rather than the actual breed.
Um,
But the twins are now conjoined twins, aren't they?
what was our other lead? Didn't we have another lead? Oh, we went to the police department. So, Lady Ravenscroft, is it worth paying her another visit? What do you guys think?
Well, she's
Or do we
hosting
punt on her?
She's hosting another party in 7 days.
Oh, did we get an invite to that party?
We can get an invite to that party.
You would be able to.
Okay.
Yes, you would most certainly would be able to call in some favours to get an invite to that party. You want to wait 7 days.
But I don't think I want to wait a week. I think if we talk to the servants of the lady, they might know which person from a Siam is the pretty woman, and they might be able to point us to where she resides.
Actually, you've got a name for her.
Oh, we do, don't we?
No, that's not it. I don't. Oh, Vanida Naranjana, princess, daughter of Savasti Sabana, son of the 60th child of King Mongkut.
That should be 60th. It should be 60th child, not son of the 60th child. There you go.
Okay.
So the woman in question at the party was the granddaughter of the King of Siam. He's got hundreds.
Granddaughter of the King of Siam.
Yeah, and that tree doesn't branch very far either.
Granddaughter, not just daughter. It said for some reason it was a daughter.
Well, it's the daughter of the king's 60th child.
Ah, thank you. Okay. So we're looking for Princess Juanita Naranjana.
Seems to be
So
the
that
case.
could be our next lead. So let's see if we can find her. And
Okay.
see if she has any odd things about her. The date is Sunday. Moon's phase is morning crescent. Moon's phase is morning crescent. What's the deal with vampires and full moon? No, that's werewolves.
Indeed.
Why do we care? I guess, do we care about the phase of the moon so far?
Yes, just not as much as we might.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to do the princess thing? You want to wait a week? We do need an invite to the party. Maybe can we get that at the house, or do we have to do some work for that?
We just call in favors. I think it's a 4-favor thing to get invites.
Yeah.
Oh, 4 favors. Everybody has that 4 favors?
You will get some more favours after this session, but yes, it'll cost someone 4 favours to get the invite for all of you.
Okay.
Whether you do it yet is up to you or not.
Yeah, let's see if we can hunt the princess down first.
Okay, let's do that. Time to find Princess Juanita. Where can we? Does anybody have any idea where what Princess Juanita does with her time? What her hobbies are?
No one knows much about her. She's a regular attendant of Lady Isadora Ravencroft's parties and has been constantly going there with the prince up until he went missing, if you recall.
Okay. Does anybody know what detachment means? Does anybody have any ideas what that means? Is that like a physical detachment or? or detachment of people. I
It
didn't
should,
quite
yeah.
get what that meant.
Also, it should be. Another thing that's come to light overnight. Some research has been pulling data together. It appears that the four bodies that have been found so far, in each of those hotels, they finally found a link. They're all the firstborn sons of men who work or have worked with the British ambassador to Siam in Siam.
Firstborn sons of workers
Connected to the British embassy in Siam.
Okay. Wow.
Were they all there at about the same time?
They've all been there. They've all worked. They've either still working there or worked there over the last 10 years or so.
Wow, that's multiple levels of indirection. That's a weird connection. The firstborn sons of workers connected to the British embassy to Siam over the course of 10 years.
Well, some of them worked there for many years, is what I'm trying to say. But
I'm just trying. Firstborn sons of
I would say the overlap is they were all working there 3 years ago. Give you that.
They were all there at about the same time, about 3 years ago.
That's correct. Well, the fathers were, not the victims.
The fathers were, yeah, the fathers were, not necessarily the kids.
Yes.
Well, except for the firstborn, it could be a revenge plot. Maybe there was a group of them who took advantage of a young woman or something. But then why would they all be firstborn? That seems to be
because the firstborn is very important to most royal lineage, and if the firstborn is disgraced or killed, then there could be many difficulties.
Okay, well, one question is, do those workers have any second-born sons to fill the gap? Or whether that's supposed to kill the line from a social standpoint.
This is a good question.
Yeah, I don't completely get this. Carl is more into science, not society, so these questions are a little outside his wheelhouse.
I will allow everyone to make a common knowledge check. There's something in the back of all your minds. You're not sure where you've seen it. I'm not sure if I think I missed a step when I was writing the adventure. So, but I actually found no. I think I was just going to do it this way, so that's fine. Oh, it looks like all this is the winner. Wow. We'll say basically this thing about the detachment and Siam. You suddenly recall that some time ago, a Professor Albrook from the British Museum occult section. They don't publicly make note of that one, but there is an occult section. Was here, and he was talking. You recall that he was saying that you suddenly realised that he was using a phrase that you get the impression was very similar to the one you heard.
Oh. And he was Professor Albrook.
Albrook, the British Museum.
At the British Museum.
In the occult section, the occult wing.
Okay. Using similar phrase. Okay. Well, I'm happy to go back to the British Museum and try and follow up on that, or follow up with Professor Albrook. Is he still there?
He sometimes does go on way on expeditions, but obviously he did leave a standing invitation for you to pay a visit.
Does he have any connection to Siam, or he just studies the occult?
Just studies the occult, but I think he was talking in. You see, now you think about it, it was very much in terms of Siamese folklore.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about that something would detach.
Oh, okay. It's time to visit the professor.
Heading to the dusty tomes of the occult wing of the British Museum. Unfortunately, it turns out that Professor Holbrook is unavailable at the moment. Apparently, he was called away to Egypt on an expedition to Egypt. However, he did leave your names as people that should you turn up, that every courtesy should be given. But you are led to the Siamese folklore section in the occult. There's I've wished and varied stuff, but apparently what you suddenly when you mention detachment, there's a look of surprise on the face. It goes, "Oh, do you mean the so-called art of detachment?"
Do we mean the what? The what?
The art of detachment.
The art of detachment. So like surgery.
Which actually, when you repeat the phrase back, it goes, "Ah, yes, indeed." They were more exact. To detach from is very rough. A more accurate description would be the art of detachment. He goes, yes. He goes and finds a book and brings it back. He opens it on a page, and what you find is there's an illustration on the page.
Okay.
I'm just going to find the illustration now. At least I thought I had the illustration. Yeah. Hang on. If I do that, does it not show it as? I don't know how that works. What happens when I share these new pictures? I don't know what happens. Does it give the creature name, or what does it do? I don't want to give it.
I don't see anything yet.
Oh, well, I'll just share the picture.
Oh, here it comes. Yeah, we get a picture.
Yeah, there you go.
Penangalan. Yeah. Yuck. Okay, well
the name.
You do see the name, yeah. I was curious. I didn't know.
I remember that from one of them Imagine magazine when they did the Oriental special. One of the demons from Oriental mythology. The head detaches and it just leaves the it's like a floating head with gore hanging from it. It's lovely.
Well, I'm going to read up on Penangalan.
By day, the creature appears to be a normal humanoid, but at night or when provoked, the creature's head rips free from the rest of the body, coils of viscera and entrails dangling from the throat as it launches into the air, seeking blood to sate their unholy thirst.
Oriental vampires are a whole different kettle of fish.
Normally female, traditionally female.
Horrific.
Let's do a little research on how to kill one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The standard belief is that basically, after feeding, the creature's organs have become bloated, and therefore, before the creature can re-enter the body, apparently the body's left behind with detached with the as a headless corpse, empty of all internal organs. But apparently the body will, when it returns, has to soak itself in vinegar to allow the organs to shrink back down in size before it can reassert itself into the body. Apparently, if the head and organs are unable to reconnect to the body before sunrise, then the creature will basically be in trouble. Where's the phrasing? I forget. Weakened when it's separated and exposed to bright light. basically, if it can't detach with it back to its body before and it's caught in sunlight, it will be destroyed by sunlight.
Okay. Excellent. Well, it does seem like we're looking for a female, and the princess.
It's also
Maybe we
believed that the body is when filling the re-entering through the empty neck cavity, the organs after having soaked are delicate and vulnerable.
They're delicate and vulnerable after being reinserted.
No, after being soaked.
After being during
After
the
being
insertion during the insertion process, it is believed that the organs are vulnerable as they reinsert themselves through the detached neck, the empty neck cavity.
Okay. So presumably they're vulnerable during the vinegar bath, probably as well.
Yes, it's more the fact that it's more the implication that you could do something that makes you could possibly do something to the empty neck cavity that
Right.
makes reinsertion uncomfortable.
Well, we could bring concrete and fill the insertion cavity as well. That would be fun.
Indeed. I mean, basically, at the end of the day, in theory, you've just got to prevent the body from the head from re-entering the body.
Yep. We could destroy the body while the head's not there. That might be fun. Okay. Okay. Well, we have a lead. It seems to be narrowed down to females, and we can narrow it down further. Siamese vampire females. So we just need to identify our Siamese vampire. Oh, so the first. What was going on here? Daughter.
There is one more. Actually, in fact, let's have some notice checks on anyone studying the text. Carl, you spot. There's a very faint. It's obviously faded in time. But Tatsuya and us are both only looking over your shoulder. You do. There appears to be you do notice something penciled in very faded text in the document. It basically leads you to a second document. Apparently, if a female is killed by Pedangalan or Galilan, well, I can't pronounce it. I've never been able to pronounce it. by a Siamese vampire.
Penengalan.
Penengalan. That's it. Thank you. I have known it in the past. They will not rise up. Not like traditional stuff. They don't come back the same. They turn into something else apparently. Got a picture of one of them as well.
What else? They turn into something other than a Penangalan?
If a female's killed by a Penangalan, they turn into something else. They'll know the name wrong there. It should be. There we go. Let me share that one.
Okay.
Apparently, during the day, again, they are indistinguishable from living human women. At night, the upper torso rips away, leaving the lower torso behind. Lower torso is incapacitated, but his upper torso, as you can see, has wings and flies at high speed. Apparently, they drink blood through their through their tongues, so they don't cause bite marks. They drain blood via their long, black, hollow tongues, slightly barbed.
So the long-haired creature is a male, and
No, they're all females.
They're all females. So a male who's killed
Just dies.
But a female who's killed turns into a Menengal. So how do you get a Penangalan then if the females turn into Menengal?
It is basically to become. It's a bit like it's a process that's usually desired by the individual. They usually have to have occult powers to begin with and perform a ritual to transform themselves into one of these creatures.
Okay.
A vile ritual of transformation.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Unfortunately, apparently the ritual calls for repeated consumption of blood, bile, tears, and other fluids drawn from captured and tortured innocents. I think the implication is they need to frequently feed to keep their powers. So there you go.
Ah, yes, there is something similar in Japanese law, except it does not have the dangly drippy bits.
Apparently, there we go. But so now you know what you're hunting. Whether there are any mananangals, you don't know, but you definitely think you're hunting a. Anyway, so where do you wish to head?
Well, considering that this thing has to soak itself in vinegar on a fairly regular basis, it sounds like there might be a way to detect them with the odor coming off of them.
Jesus, just look for where they eat French fries, for God's sake. Sorry. I've never understood that one. That's a uniquely British thing. That vinegar on fries.
You don't put vinegar on fries. Vinegar on chips. Big
On
difference.
chips, fries, you don't put vinegar on. God, what's wrong
You
with
don't put
these?
you don't put vinegar on fries. You have your fries with your burger. You have your vinegar with your chips, which go with your fish.
Yeah.
I don't like vinegar. Salt and vinegar on chips is the normal, yeah.
I'm very posh. I put red wine on my chips.
I personally like
red wine vinegar.
I personally like port.
Red wine.
Anyway, okie dokie. Right, let's go on. So, what's your plan?
I think we need to go and visit the Siamese ambassador and see if perhaps there is someone there that has a stronger vinegar smell.
And yes, you can probably. I will. Someone can call it a favour to get entrance to the ambassadors. Yes. I'll say that someone just needs to spend 2 favours for that one. I think to get a meeting on a Sunday morning. Cider vinegar is best for fries and chips. There we go. That's from a Canadian. Thank you. Or at least someone living in Canada. I found that out earlier. Right. Okay. Carl spends 2 favours. That's marvelous. Okay. So you are. It's a bit unorthodox, but yes, you are granted an audience. After asking the vinegar question, it does get a strange look, but the answer there is no. But he asks why are you asking?
Because we're just interested in the taste, obviously. Love vinegar.
Obviously. All right, that's how you do it. Yeah. Fair enough. You want to ask him anything else? Like that. Okay, leave it blank. So, you want to ask him anything else?
No, I'm still thinking about vinegar.
I have a friend who was part of the British embassy to Siam about 3 years ago. And I was wondering if any of your staff had contact with the British embassy about 3 years ago. They might. He said it was there was a beautiful young woman that he was acquainted with, and I would like to talk to her about him a little bit.
There's a look of annoyance, a look of consternation and annoyance comes across his face and goes, 3 years, it goes, it is, we don't, yes. How do we put this? There was an incident 3 years ago with the previous ambassador, uh, uh, Sir Robert Dering. There was I am not privy to the actual information, but it did cause it did cause problems within the royal household. I'm not sure exactly what happened, and one of our princesses was exiled after her family's fall from grace, involving something that happened at the embassy, but we don't know what happened exactly. It's one of those things that it's not talked about, I'm afraid. But, if it's, I suspect, if from what you're saying, it's probably something to do with the scandal that caused the British ambassador to be replaced, and for Princess Niranjana to be exiled to London.
Ah, yes. I am afraid that it might be related to that. Yes. We are investigating this young man, and we were hoping to get some further information from the young lady, if that is at all possible.
Well, obviously, if it wasn't for your impeccable credentials, obviously the favours you called it. Yes, I could tell you that she is currently residing in Lincoln Inn Fields. It again, in case you didn't get it on the map, it's basically due north of Waterloo Bridge.
Thank you very much. That information is very helpful. We will leave you to your. We will leave you to your day, and we will thank you for your information.
Geez, he goes, so yeah, please be discreet, and if there's any problems. But obviously, if you need any assistance, let us know. And he nods.
Absolutely, absolutely. Discretion is very important to us as well.
Okay. Heading across London to Lincoln Fields, you get to the residence. It appears to be all locked up, and no one answers the not exactly the most, or it's not exactly an expensive apartment in Lincoln Inn Fields. Some of them are nice, but this appears to be sort of towards the end and looks a little run down. But apparently, knocking on the door gets no response.
I'm to listen to the door.
Be my guest. Does anyone want to see if the door's really locked? I mean, it looks locked when you try, but someone might be able to try it and find it's not locked at all. Hint, hint. Who's got fever? I know you won't. You don't hear anything. Well, no, it appears locked to you, but if anyone's got a particular skill, they might find the door's not at all locked at all. What I was trying to say there. Sometimes you got to push this lot.
No, it is definitely locked.
One of you had fever. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. Aldous did.
See, he agree. It is definitely locked.
I mean, okay. Well, you could always try the more forceful entry. You know, obviously. Yeah. Okay. your pick snap. Yeah. Actually, Aldous leans forward to try and thinks he's got the door. Tries to push it, and basically, the entire door collapses under the weight as he's knocked by everyone pressing behind him. There's a loud crash. And the door literally comes off its hinges, and Aldous is left prone on the floor, possibly taking some minor blast damage. I think he might have suffered a cut there.
Did his pick explode?
No, basically the glass in the door obviously shattered. As basically he's leaning against the door trying to open it. And at the last second, he saves himself magnificently. He really wanted to keep that save for later, didn't he? Okay, you have gained entrance to the property by the most violent means necessary. You do.
Tatsuya wants to look around and see if anybody has decided to take an interest in the rather loud entrance.
Okay, after a few minutes, let's see. After a few minutes, no one seems to have batted an eyelid. There was obviously a couple of people looked out, but then obviously not seeing anything interesting. You are in a dark, a shaded area, I'll give you that. You're able to just basically determine that you possibly got away with it because I'm feeling generous. And I want to move things along. What you do also notice is this whole place smells strongly of vinegar.
Okay, let's go in.
Okay. The place appears to be sort of very in a ramshackle mess. You get the distinct impression that whoever lives here, if it is indeed the princess, doesn't live in opulence. It looks like they're sort of much roughing it, but at the same time, you do find what appear to be at least 5 men's wallets scattered about the place. No IDs or anything in them, and no money. It looks like they've probably been used and just discarded. The smell of vinegar seems to come from a rather large urn that's basically hidden away in one of the rooms, filled with flowers in a desperate attempt to mask the smell. It's as I say, it's probably about 4 feet high with a 3-foot opening, and it's nearly filled to the brim with vinegar. Appears to be some. You get the impression there's some herbs and spices in there as well. Other than that, the place appears it's obviously unoccupied at the moment. However, glancing around, you do see a letter that appears to have been an invitation to the opera house this evening from a lady Isadora Ravenscroft.
Is there anything in the vase, or is it just vinegar?
Just vinegar with with what you think are some spices inside. The letter says that the evening performance begins at 8 o'clock, but the the letter says, I'm sure we can but basically says, due to the unfortunate events of the other night and the urgency acquired, I'm sure if we I've arranged that we can gain early entry and basically access to the guest list to find someone suitable to accompany in their private box for the performance.
Tatsuya wants to dump the vinegar down the drain.
Okie dokie.
Maybe we should do that 7 days from now, instead of giving their fair warning.
No, they are going to feed tonight. They were interrupted, and they are both going to feed on someone tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, so we want to know. We don't want them to have any vinegar. Actually, we do want them to have vinegar because while they're vulnerable when they're soaked in vinegar.
Or
So
if
we need
they
them to
are
soak
unable
and then
to,
come and batter 'em.
if they are
that's
unable
true.
to soak, then they cannot get back in their body, and at sunrise, the light will burn them into ash.
Oh.
We could fill it with oil and leave vinegar on top, so it's less obvious that it's a problem for them.
It's very big and heavy and full. It's probably, but it does appear distinctly fragile in nature.
Just smack it with a hammer, didn't it?
You could just shatter it, and then the vinegar will pour everywhere. But obviously that
But
means
while
there's
are they not weak while they're soaked up in vinegar? So we could just like let them get in their vinegar pots, and then while they're in there, then attack them while they're sitting there going, "Oh man, I love this vinegar."
They're
pot.
weaker.
Come on,
They're
sweet."
weaker, yes, but they. We don't even have to encounter them if we remove their soaking pot.
It should be
So
pointed
find another
out
source of vinegar.
from what if you recall the basically if a female's killed by one of these creatures, they don't come back in the same thing. They don't need to soak, so it could well be bodyguards. So dismoving of the vinegar will basically cause severe problems for your
For the primary target.
primary target. Yes, sorry, I could think of my mind went blank halfway through that conversation. But also, yeah, I'm thinking, I've got to get to fighting in 24 minutes. Otherwise, it goes on. We have to leave it till the following fortnight, which I don't mind, but it'd be nice to wrap
Go
it
and
up
do it.
nicely.
Let's go and do it. Come on. Let's get this
You
fight
smash
on
the
boat.
urn and
Silver
head.
bullet.
You smash the urn and head to the opera house. You know they're going to be there from 4. I'm
Have I
going
got
to
silver
move.
bullets?
You can probably get hold of some. You got time to get back to the lodge and buy some.
Yeah, I need some silver bullets. Yeah. If I haven't got, I have got silver bullets. Okay, right, good. I've got a whole cartridge of silver bullets. Good, right. So I don't need.
Okay.
I'll pick up a silver dagger if there is one.
You get silver.
Silver
For £11, like you could have a silver tipped steak if you want.
No, I can't. No, not for me.
Okay, right. Let's submit that and see what happens. Oh, it worked. That's my first quick map. No, it didn't. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. Right. You get to the opera house and stake it out. And just around at around 4 o'clock, you see 3 women approaching the opera house. One of them matches the description of Lady Isadora Ravenscroft. The second appears to be, you suspect, is the Oriental princess. The third is a young woman in her 20s with raven black hair. She's wearing a gown of midnight silk adorned with orchid motifs. She the other thing you notice as she walks along is she still fiddles with a wooden crucifix around her neck.
Oh, it's the nun. Okay.
But anyway, They head into the opera house.
She fiddles with a wooden crucifix.
No, it's
So
just
that was the nun?
It is the nun,
Do
yeah.
I I do recognize her?
You recognize Serafina.
Okay. Sister Serafina. So there's a whole bunch of them. That seems weird, but whatever. Yeah, we head into the opera house. What was that?
Okay, as you walk into the opera house, spreading out as you come, a voice that you do recognise as, although it sounds slightly twisted and more obtuse sounding, it still sounds reminiscent of the nun. Goes, "See, mistress, I said if we left the note they'd come. We will keep them. We will keep them busy, while you can feast upon one of them."
I'm sorry, but don't we need a notice check? That's very disturbing. I don't want to hear that unless we pass our notice check. We don't need a notice check to hear that?
No. You can see, and then what you see is that basically at the opposite end of the opera house, they are literally already detached, waiting for you.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no secret about that.
Oh.
Cole got the Joker, which did. Oh, look. So it would appear that the combat tracker is really balked because no one got bennies from the Joker. That one later.
No.
Also, we can't change our initiative by dragging cards. You've got to do it for us. Can you do it for me, please? Then?
Really? How annoying is this going to get? They really broke it, didn't they?
Yeah, they really broke it.
Actually, no, you can't. You can't. Oh, you have to spend. You have to spend a penny, and I deal you a card, basically.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can do it for us. I've done it. You just drag my Benny onto the thing.
Oh yeah, it did work. It just gave you. Yeah. Anyone else want to spend bennies? Just as easy.
I want to get that improved.
I'm going to say I think it's actually easier to just just say you're spending a penny and I'll deal you a card. I think
Tatsuya will take one.
Now, is Carl? Is Carl supposed to have 2 cards? I don't remember. Do I have some special power? Does everybody have 2 cards or just Carl?
Yes, because we're seasoned now.
Oh, we all have 2 cards. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
you
only
get
play
one
one.
card per rank.
Okay, Carl, what are you going to do?
Oh, sorry.
Are we seasoned? I think I feel taken advance if we are. Yeah, we are supposed to have 4 advances. Okay.
Okay,
Let
I'm
me
going to.
pop that up. There we go.
I'm just going to I'm just going to move everyone a bit closer to each other for expediency's sake. Okay, Carl, you're up. What are you doing?
Carl is going to plead with Serafina to consider what she's doing.
Actually, I think something weird happened there. I think it didn't actually start the round. I think I manually started the round, which might be why the bennies didn't play, so that's fine. So Carl is going on hold. The Bartholomew.
So they all have a vat of vinegar, or they all use the same vat of vinegar? This is weird.
Only one of them needs a vat of vinegar. The other 2 do not.
Oh, they're different. There's 2 guards and 1 monster, or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, so 2 are Manangalan, and the other one is a Penangalan.
Okay.
Isadora. Oh, the picture tells the story. Okay.
Yeah, I should have put the princess in, but yeah.
Isadora, Serafina, and Princess. Okay.
I can't spell her name right now, but that'll do for now. Princess Juanita, not Juanita. One.
Okay. Sir Bartholomew. Oh, do I have? Maybe I do have something I could do.
You're on hold, so you can interrupt any time. So Bartholomew, you're up next. Hang on, why is everyone still showing effects? Is that showing effects from last time? Let me turn those off.
Okay.
Perfect tech. Acceleration.
Shall I put Sir Bart on hold? Oh, he's moving. Okay, Sir
Nope,
Bart moves
I'm
to the. You're moving to the middle. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are all potential.
Okay, let's see how much is this going to cost.
Grip a liniment, hardened
Ace
hand.
is 3, so
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I'll try re-rolling it once.
Ooh, that looks pretty good.
Almost.
Almost, but not a
Alright,
raise.
so
Oh, thank you. Whatever that is.
and then I move.
Okay. Gets us to Tatsuya.
Okay, Tatsuya is going to step around this chair and then forward.
Okay.
And I will then go defensive.
Okay, you go defensive. All right. Okay. That's annoying. Just can't reach.
Carl's all over there.
Oh, I tell a lie. Jeepers creepers.
What
Okay.
lie is it this time?
That it can't reach. Okay, so Isadora, what you assume maybe Isadora Ravencroft. Well, actually, yeah, even in this very distorted form, it still looks like the lazy Isadora Ravencroft. Basically, flies down. As it flies down, it uncoils its prehensile tongue, and basically slashes at Franz and Sir Bartholomew with the
I didn't
tongue.
realize it was daylight.
It's got to reach for its tongue.
Oh, lovely.
The tongue ends in a lamprey.
and it can frenzy as well, can it?
Yes, it can.
It's awfully convenient that you moved us up the way you did.
That was just to get the fight going quicker.
Yeah, it worked.
I forgot. I created these. I've created these a month ago. So anyway, France has been hit by the tongue, which it touches and starts drawing blood, causing 3 wounds. Ow! Ow! Hang on, France isn't here, so he's okay then. So let's ignore that. France, well, actually, France goes down. That's because he's not. Just realised France isn't here. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to have France go down because he's up. Yeah. There you go. Look, it's attached to his arm, and it's literally basically disabled his arm. There we go. That's my mistake. Okay. Princess Winida is going. What's that pace? Okay.
Carl wants to take his turn.
You can most certainly do so.
Okay. Carl is going to quaff his Hardened Hands extract.
Okay.
And he is going to step back 3 steps. No, he's going to step back 2 steps for now.
Who did the extract?
I'm going to say that I don't remember who did it. It was either Carl or a combination of. I think Carl did, because Carl has done all of them.
We forgot to make a note of the Rippertech skill that created it, because obviously you create them and then you roll. But it's meant to roll at that one, so I'll sort that one out in the future. But for now, make a Rippertech roll.
Rippertech roll. Got to go back to traits and Rippertech. Here we go. Oh, it's looking good.
Oh, that was the wrong one I clicked on for you.
It says, well, not the immune clause. The effect is noticeable. Hands appear a bit large on the person, as usable both night and day. The extract is fine like powder rubbed on the hands. Okay. The recipient's unarmed attacks with fists do strength plus D4 plus AP2. Okay.
Now, do I get a chance to move again later if I didn't use all my move?
You haven't technically moved at all yet, so you can move now or use it or lose it, basically.
Okay. I'll do the move I'm asking to do, and I'll deal with the consequences.
There, which he didn't accept it for some reason. I've just noticed. Look, snap to grid's turned on. Let's turn that rubbish off. No problem at all. I do believe in the meantime, Princess Renida basically requires Tatsuya to make a fear check at -2. Please.
Grr, that's twice now 6s have been there but rolled away. Okay, I'm scared.
Okie dokie. Clear the dice. You get to roll on the fright table with a +2 modifier. Ooh, that's nasty.
That's very nasty.
Two points of reason loss. Takes your reason down to 3, but you are shaken.
That's a permanent change?
Reason loss is permanent, but it's curable, but it is permanent.
Oh. That's like sanity points?
Pretty much,
We all
yeah.
got to roll on the
Basically,
table,
yeah.
So, no. That was basically the princess cast fear.
Okay.
At Tatsuya. Brings us to Aldous. I have to leave this fight till next week. Timer, annoyingly. See how we're doing. Leave you in human form. It was a right pain to turn you back. It's they've updated the token, so if I change your token, it updates your permanent token, which it never used to do.
Yeah, I've been seeing that too.
Tell me, mind you, though, that may be well. Look at those show change abilities, which I think used to change tokens. It may work now. Anyway, go for it. You going to wildly attack Lady Isadora. Hit with a race.
So these women were killed by Penangalan and then turned into the Penangalan guard?
That is correct.
Hmm.
Oh dear. Not a crit foul, but I'm not going to spend another penny. Okay. That really doesn't work for killing female
Dude, quick edge
monsters,
didn't
but
really work for me, did it?
Well, when you're disembodied, your vocal cords resonate differently.
obviously,
So-
yeah, very much so. Yeah, so basically that's right. Party cats remain shaken. Serafina, move 12 inches to there. She may or may not. That's unfortunate,
Oh,
isn't it?
I hate to see that. That's horrific.
A prehensile tongue attacks Tom twice. Missing
Oh,
both times.
he can reach Tom? Wow.
See, that can't be right, but I'm going to ignore it. But anyway, Tom, you're up. I think they've done something funny to the maps.
Okay.
Should be reach 4, but it's showing as reach 7, so it's a good job it missed you. God knows what's going on. I think they've really done a number this week. Hopefully they'll fix it. Okay, you fire your pistol. Shakes.
Tom is going crazy over there.
Well, they didn't last very long. I'm not complaining. I'm not going to soak it. And then back off. Okay, new round. Let's see what happens. Oh right, yeah, it was because I manually started the combat round. So Sir Bartholomew, although unconscious on the ground and bleeding out, not support, not that's Francis on the ground and not bleeding out. So ignore me there. So Bartholomew's up next. That's okay.
All right. There's just one enemy left.
Just the one. Those two went down incredibly quickly, and I'm not going to worry about why at this point. Your dice have been ridiculous. That's why.
Targets.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a tougher fight.
I'll have to do that then. All right.
You've incapacitated them doesn't mean you've destroyed them.
Aren't two of them gone?
Two of them are incapacitated. It means they're down and not moving. Doesn't mean they're necessarily destroyed.
Oh, I took the blood splat, meaning they were out of commission. Okay.
They're out of the fight, but it doesn't mean they're dead. Is what I'm trying to say.
These
Okay.
things were like light was bad for them, right?
Yes.
Or was it only daylight?
Bright light.
Bright light. That one, that's soft light, so that wouldn't be bright. All right.
Sunlight will kill them, but bright light, they have a weakness to bright light.
I fiddle with my net gun as I bring it up, and So that was 2, range is 3, glow is 4, tough is 5.
Hey, you've got well. You've hit her. She's bound.
Also, she has glow on her.
She's glowing in the dark.
Is there a glow somewhere?
I think you'll. There is the glow effect. I must admit, actually, there isn't a glow effect. Annoyingly, there is in Savage Pathfinder, but not in Savage Worlds. Glow gives +1 to hit, doesn't it? But it only lasts. It lasts until they break free. So glow.
Yeah.
At attack. +1. I believe is what glow
And it
does,
is
doesn't it?
tough. It is tough as well, so it is harder to break free.
And you made it tough, so it's toughness 10.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, what's her go? Got a bound, so she can't do anything except break free. Go for it. No more bellies. That's it, though. She breaks free, but obviously there's no action. However, having broken free, she can move, so she's going to advance. She's going to advance and basically is moving in on the sort of shaken and stricken Tetsuya. Carl, you're up.
Oh, Carl is going to move to.
Tatsuya is going to spend a Benny to unshake and first strike.
Oh, you cheeky so-so.
She didn't get a raise, correct?
Bollocks, you're
Is
right.
Tatsuya going now?
Sorry, you're right. No, I made a mistake. So I'll give you your Betty back, Tetsuya. Sorry. I always forget you need a raise to break out of bound, don't you? She's still entangled.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Sorry. My mistake.
Okay, Carl is going to close on Sister Serafina, and he is going to pound her neck into crushed bone so that he can separate the head from the body in hopes of preventing her from reviving.
Okie dokie.
Let's see. So, not sure if I can target. How do I? Oh, I don't see her. I don't see her in the combat tracker.
You can't because she's technically incapacitated, but so you just need to make a fighting check at -4 because you're called shotting the head.
Okay. Fighting at -4. I forgot the -4.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna have much chance of making that roll. I have a -4, even though she's stationary.
Good point. I'll let you off on that one. Roll for damage. Yeah, technically she's in. Oh, I just realised what was wrong with them. I didn't give them the correct parry. No wonder you killed them quickly. It's okay. Time was against me.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna bend you that.
Can't believe I mucked up the parry. No wonder you hit them hard. I went down fast. 6 points of damage is not enough to. Basically, she.
Well, I'll bend you again.
You'll be
8. How about now?
You've started to damage it. Yeah, the body. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a card to do adrenaline surge. So that lets me do another turn. and I'm going to attack her again. Do you want me to roll for the hands
Yeah,
again?
you'll need to. Yeah, you'll need to roll to attack again. Yeah. So I would say that's a wound upon 8 points of damage for wound. You just need to do another wound to decapitate the body.
What do I need to roll? The normal roll? A 4 or
You
better?
only needed 2, so just roll damage.
Oh, I need a 2. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Did I hit her or not with a 2?
Yeah, parry 2. Inanimate objects
Okay,
have parry of 2.
I'll roll for damage. 5.
You need 8.
That's not enough to do anything.
No.
Okay, I'll try. I'll spend my bennies, and I'll
Right.
spend my bennies.
You might as well. I'm gonna have to end it after this round, unfortunately. Oh, there we go.
Oh, look
Okay.
at that.
Okay, you sever.
Okay.
You sever the head successfully.
Okay. I'm going to toss the head toward the center aisle just so people have an idea that she might be out of commission.
No problem. That brings us to Tom.
What am I going to do? What am I going to? She alive or dead?
Oh, by
Yes,
the way,
she's either alive or dead.
I'm going to move back to where I was just to be on the safe side. There we go.
Are you moving in, or are you just going to shoot at long range or medium range? Hey, you hit.
Oh. Actually, I'll move. I'd rather move. I'll move over. I'd rather move to here. I can move that far. I'll move
Okay.
to the center.
These dice ain't working for me, are they? Come on. That'll do. I'll be happy with a shaken.
Shaken. Okay.
We'll move over.
You're running away. Run away.
Got
Run away.
tongued by that thing.
She hasn't got a tongue.
I don't know that. Okay.
Orders.
You know
Over to
what
you,
she's
sir.
got.
Over to you,
I
sir.
have a toothy vagina for right now.
That film. Successful recovery. I didn't notice it was that ended the turn. Go for it. Let's see ya.
Okay, Tatsuya will step up and chop, since she didn't step up to him.
Yep, sorry about that.
That's all good. It's all good. I am actually going to call shot to try and chop her head off. I'm just going to start by chopping her head off.
Okie dokie.
No, I am going to chop her head off. Come on.
So hit with a raise.
I think we can do better than that. I forgot to add the +4 damage, but I still think we can do better than that. Oh, much better.
She's invulnerable.
Still only shaken. Wow, she's a tough bugger.
She's invulnerable.
Not immunity, it's invulnerability, I'm afraid. So you basically slash. It's a good place to leave it, actually. You go up and you swing your mighty katana, and it has no effect. She looks at you and laughs evilly, and the last time has caught me up, so I'm going to have to leave it there. Which is a shame, because I was hoping we'd get there, but no worries next
Well,
time.
roll the cards and see what happens the next round.
And then Tatsuya will back off just a couple steps.
You most certainly can. So I'll give you a reset. Well, no, I won't reset unless you want to. Right.
Oh, this was-
leave it. We shall leave it there.
This was a horrifying episode.
Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry we didn't. I tried to rush the engine to get to the fight, but then I realised that we ran out of time on the fight. I was afraid to say.
Is the boring bit. So yeah.
Sorry.
Sometimes the fight bit is the boring bit. So
Yeah,
it's all right.
that's. I'm glad. I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be an interesting one. So sorry, the cast decided you had to kill off a brother you didn't know you had, Cole. But that's the way it goes, I'm afraid.
Well, it's good to know I had family.
But anyway, we shall leave it there. I'll see you all in a fortnight, and hopefully they've actually fixed the quirks of the being able to do your own cards and stuff. So what's that then? So that will be the 14th of April. So see you on the 14th. We'll finish this one off. In the meantime, we'll have a think about have a chat about what you want the next adventure. Actually, no, I think I've got an adventure for you next. So we'll leave it there, and we'll finish. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye now.
everybody. That was fun.